America's biggest sporting event. The first edition of the Super Bowl was held in 1967 when the Green Bay Packers beat the Kansas City Chiefs in Los Angeles. Because of the sheer size of the event, organisers wanted to put on entertainment at halftime for the fans in the stadium. It was a display of marching bands, dancers and pure USA patriotism, and that was the theme that followed for years. In the 1980s, the Walt Disney Company got involved and we started seeing some interesting and questionable displays. But we got our first glimpse of halftime shows to come in '93 when none other than Michael Jackson stunned fans with his 15-minute medley of his own smash hits. When he walked out on stage, he had to wait for the crowd's cheers to die down for about 2 minutes before even starting his first song. Diana Ross, Gloria Estefan, Phil Collins all starred in their own shows, as did Aerosmith, who performed alongside NSYNC. Things got a little bit out of hand in 2004 when Justin Timberlake and Janet Jackson produced perhaps the most famous or infamous wardrobe malfunction in history. Shows from the likes of Prince, Lady Gaga and Beyoncé are considered by critics as the best. To give you an idea of the scale of things, Rihanna's 2023 halftime show included roughly 800 people. These ranged from backing dancers to stage crew to camera operatives broadcasting to millions around the world. The whole stage for that show was built in roughly 8 minutes and was broken down and cleared away in the same time. The acts perform for free nowadays, even though the experts reckon it costs around $13 million to put on Rihanna's show. Artists know they'll rocket up the charts in the following weeks. Rihanna's average sales improved by 140% in the months following her performance. The Super Bowl halftime show will be a fixture in pop culture for years to come. So the question is, who next?
Good morning, 4 minutes after 6 o'clock, talkSPORT Breakfast with Arnold Clark. Get the UK's best used car deals guaranteed. Ray Parlour alongside me. Ray, how
you doing now?
I feel I've not seen you for
I'm just trying to get these in.
Oh, sling them.
He's a nightmare, isn't he?
Just sling them. The last I looked, we had a radio station.
That's it.
TV
That's it. I'm in now. I'm all properly loaded up. Yeah, how you doing, Al? You all right?
Good, yeah.
Keeping well?
You look bronzed. I've
been golf this week twice. And do you know what? I think he's a little bit windswept. On the, I played Tuesday at Brocket Hall again. Lovely. It's a lovely course.
Yeah.
Hall. And we done it in the same place you had your do.
Oh, yeah.
In the hall. I've never been in that hall
Lovely,
bit.
innit?
beautiful, absolutely beautiful. But that was a nice day for Arsenal. That was all their sponsors. I played with some guys from Adidas, and then Wednesday I played just with my mates. And Wednesday was blowing a gale. It was like links course over Heron, and it was a bit of a struggle on Wednesday. I mean, you're hitting two irons. Usually it's a 9 iron. I'm hitting sevens and sixes into the wind. Yeah. Into the green.
Well, I'm after the show. I'm straight in the plane up to Glasgow.
Oh, beautiful!
Up to beautiful Glen Eagles. I got messages yesterday, pictures. People are
amazing.
Saying, this is just
that's the best of the best, isn't it?
So they're saying the boys up there are saying, "Oh, wait till you see this place."
There's some great courses around here. Surrey Way, there's lovely courses, but that's a different class, isn't it? I mean, Scotland have probably got the best courses, haven't they? I mean, if you look at Troon,
Ireland are good,
St Andrew, Ireland, yeah, absolutely, yeah. But Scotland got some fantastic courses, isn't they?
Yeah,
and it's just a nice place to go and play.
So I'm up there for a couple of days, looking forward.
Are you going to walk around?
Coffee last week.
Well, what's the old halfway house you'll be in?
Yeah, but I don't get there till late today. It's a bit of because I should have taken today off.
What time is the golf today?
Well, they'll all be off about 11, something like that.
Yeah, so you'll be up there. But you don't play anyway, do you?
No, I'll be there for when
they come in. Perfect.
And last night, talking about Scotland, John McGinn, Villa got the European campaign underway last night with a win. It was anything but convincing, though.
Favourites to win the Europa League under a coach who's lifted the trophy more times than anyone else. Is this their time? Villa's first corner worked in short. Buendia getting it back. Crossy, face of the penalty area. Morgan Rogers losing his footing. And then McGinn slams it in from 25 yards.
Isn't it amazing, Jim, what a goal can do?
Hits it right-footed. Oh, keeper has saved it. It was straight down the middle. And he's kicked it away, Skorupski.
Yeah, I feel for Ollie Watkins in that moment because it's a poor penalty.
Will that Watkins penalty come back to haunt Villa tonight? 20 minutes to go, sensing blood, and they've hit the bar. Ball inside the penalty area, Castro attacking it.
And you can see how they haven't won this season. With regards to, it's been quite pedestrian, it's quite slow.
Broiler can deliver, Fatigue with a flick header. Oh, Bizot with a sensational save. And Villa have won. First victory of the season.
Tell by the reaction there. Speaking after the game, boss Unai Emery looks a win. He underlined the importance of European success, but said they can't prioritise just one competition.
Grateful for our supporters. We are starting again Europe, 3 years in a row playing Europe. Different competitions, Conference League, Champions League and Europa League. Of course, to be in Europe is another opportunity to get minutes with the players, get confidence playing matches. It's a way for a trophy. It's a way for Europe for the next year. Of course, the Premier League is the most important because it's the competition through we are achieving our objective normally. Of course, if you are winning a cup, as well you can get one objective. If you are winning something in Europe, it's as well an objective. And we need now to try to keep our consistency.
Well, they needed that, Ray, didn't they? They needed a win for a bit of confidence. It was a tough night for Ollie Watkins as well. He missed a penalty, failed to get on the score sheet. That's no goals in 7 for Ollie now, so that will be concerning.
That is a concern.
I don't know. It's hard to put my finger on it. Why is it not clicking for Villa this season?
Well, it goes like that sometimes, Al. You just got to... It's a confidence game, isn't it? And if you can get a good result early in the season... They struggled a little bit scoring goals. I don't think they scored for the first 4 games, did they? In the Premier League, so it was always going to be difficult. Ollie Watkins obviously looked like he was on the move. He didn't get his move he wanted, and he's still going to give 100% for Aston Villa. They've been great for his career. Got him in England squad probably. So yeah, shame for him last night. You just want him to get back in the goals. And again, we always talk about it's a big season for a lot of players, and Ollie Watkins is another one who could be in that plane going to America in the summer if he can bang the goals in, enough goals to try and get Tuchel to pick him. But look, it's a big win. First win, and I think the Villa fans will be patient. There's no doubt about it. They know they've got a decent manager there who's done wonders for the club. And now, I think, who they got the weekend, Al? I'm just trying to have a look at the weekend.
I need to look through.
They drew, didn't they, last game out? They've got Fulham
at home, so it's not. They're at home, so you make them favourites, but it's not an easy game.
Well, Fulham are a decent side, aren't they? They go there and they'll be trying to get all three back. But I can see that being a draw again. Can you?
Probably.
Villa Fulham.
Yeah, the way Villa are not prolific by any means.
No.
Fulham are a good side, hard to beat. So.
Yeah, I've got down as a draw there, but the Villa will get going again, and just you can win three probably games in a row, which they're capable of doing. They'd be kicking themselves last week, wouldn't they? A little bit, because Sunderland were down to 10 men, 1-0 up. Just see the game out, get the 3 points, and credit to Sunderland. That's one thing about the teams coming up. They've really had a go, haven't they? Leeds,
definitely.
Leeds,
Spirit,
Burnley, and got a good spirit. They're giving it everything they've got every single game. And that's why it's going to be an interesting relegation battle this year. It ain't going to be like last season when all three were adrift.
Down and out, yeah.
Yeah, down and out. I think, that's where West Ham have got to look over their shoulders, Wolves and clubs like that. I think it's going to be really interesting.
Yeah,
that bottom.
Talking about 10 men as well. Another night to forget for Russell Martin as Rangers fell to defeat in the first Europa League match against the Belgians, Genk. Genk had a goal ruled out, missed a penalty to rub salt in the wounds. Rangers' Mohamed Diame was sent off for a rash challenge just before half-time. I was flicking between channels, Ray.
No, I didn't see that live.
And if I'm being honest, I flicked over, watched a bit of the Rangers game, then back to Villa, and Rangers were holding their own. So I didn't see what happened, the 10 men in the goal. But if it couldn't get any worse, former Celtic man Guy put the winner past Jack Butland, who saved the penalty in the 55th minute to secure the points at Ibrox. It's now just one win from 7 for Russell Martin now. Here's what he had to say at full time.
I said it so many times before, the only thing that will impact that is winning football matches. I think inside the building they've been amazing. The process has been great, the players, the staff, so we have to just keep focusing on that, and then the outcome will end up being positive, and hopefully that will end up turning the supporters in their feeling.
Obviously Andrew Kavanagh was here again tonight. He's been here all week. What do you think he will have made of what he's seen on the pitch, but also in the stands?
I'll find out in about 15 minutes. I look forward to seeing him and chatting to him.
There you go.
He's certainly under pressure. But
well, there was.
He's realistic as well, isn't he?
Yeah.
He knows he's under pressure. He knows
problems, demonstrations before half time, and they got the victory over Hibs, wasn't it? And then it could have gone the other way last night, but. It's just not. It's not happening for.
It's not
Rangers.
clicking, no.
And I think if you blow out Russell Martin and someone else comes in, is it going to be any better? I'm not.
Well, exactly. That's the big question they've got to ask themselves. Are we going to improve under a different manager? If they think they're going to, then they'll have to make that big decision.
But it's quite clear. The fans want him out. I don't know who they want in, but they want him out. I tell you what. Let me take a quick call. Mal's a passionate Rangers fan. I believe he's had enough of Russell Martin weeks and weeks ago. Mal, morning.
Morning, Mal.
Good morning, Ray. Good morning, Alan. How are you both doing? You all right?
Not bad, Mal. I didn't see it all. I was flicking between both channels, Villa and Rangers. It was no surprise a loss, but Rangers, when I was flicking and seeing bits of it, they were doing okay.
They were, Alan. But look, listen, I get the whole, thing with recruitment and what he's obviously inherited, and whenever he's been buying players and bringing them in. But look, at the end of the day, he needs to leave the company. He just needs to leave altogether and leave Rangers alone. I mean, last night, 16 seconds into his interview in the press conference, and Alan, you must get this detail, right?
Yeah.
He actually speaks about Bruges. He thought Bruges, had a 10-minute spell. We're playing Genk.
Yeah.
I mean, what
that's Mal. That's someone under pressure, I think, mate.
Bruges, and we're playing Genk.
Yeah.
Mal, I think that's you don't want to be making mistakes like that when you're under pressure, but it's probably the pressure that's done that. Listen, I'm not saying he's a great manager, but he's getting pelters, isn't he, from everywhere. If he goes and the owners say, right, enough, who's out there to come in and change it all? Who do you want? Who do you think?
I told you before, and Alan McCoy has called him out. I've called him out. At the end of the day, he has to leave the company. He has to leave that Rangers club. He needs to leave them alone. And most importantly, and I'm telling you right now, Alan, Barry Ferguson, Neil McCann, and Billy Dodds, they can control that team better than him, and they know that they've got their challenges. But collectively, the three of them put together is the way ahead and the way forward. And Martin needs to leave this morning.
Okay, Matt, well, let's see what this meeting brought us, Mal. Safe flight, by the way, back to, I think it's Belfast, isn't it? So safe flight. Well,
he done a good job, didn't he, Barry Ferguson?
He did.
I thought he might keep the job.
Well, I remember speaking to ex-Rangers players saying, no, probably won't get it. And I'm like, I thought he'd done all right.
Yeah, no, I thought he'd done all right as well. But, he knows the club inside out.
Big club.
It's massive, yeah.
Big club.
But Russell Martin, it was a big decision. Everyone was thinking about Steven Gerrard going back at one stage.
Yes,
but obviously,
and that might still happen. I don't know.
Who knows? I don't know what his Saudi deal is and whatever. But it's a situation where they've got to real make big decisions now. I mean, the problem with second managers, it costs you a lot of money. I mean, I don't know what sort of contract, what deals they do these days.
Sometimes you have to do it, Ray, because
for the best of the club. Yeah. But if the fans don't start turning up, then you've got a massive problem. And
okay, up next, more on a takeover bid for Spurs. This is an interesting story. A big bid ball accounts from a US tech entrepreneur. That's next, 16 minutes past 6. 6:21, McCoy's favourite. I'll see Ali later up at beautiful Glen Eagles. Springsteen, born in the USA. talkSPORT Breakfast, Ray Parlour with me. It's finally here. The 45th Ryder Cup gets underway over in the US of A, United States, in New York State in 6 hours' time. That's all. The poshest man on radio, Rupert Bell, is out in New York sorting up the atmosphere. He's been down to Wall Street. He's been in Manhattan. He's been over the Bronx with somebody. Here's a very excited American fan he bumped into.
There's nothing like an American, right?
You think you got a chance? Listen, this crowd is going to be as rowdy as anything you've ever seen. We are literally bringing the thunder all day, every single day. Every hole, every tee box. You step up to that putting green, you get ready, because we're raining down hell, fire, and brimstone. These colors don't run, baby. The red, white, and blue is coming to beat you down.
And that's without. That's without.
Exciting,
Low.
Is there any old coffees?
Low alcohol buds. He has a couple of them. Dear, oh dear. I tell you what, I can't wait.
No, it's brilliant. The Sunday's great, isn't it? I mean, it's going to be close. I think they've got to have a good first day. They really have got to go out because of crowd.
That's the format. You know, every Ryder Cup you've got to start well.
Yeah, you've got to start well. But I don't know. I really hope the Europeans can do it, but I've got a funny feeling America.
I backed them.
Are you back to
Europe?
What price are they?
8 to 5. I think.
Right, okay.
Yeah, I back Europe.
Yeah, I hope they do it, but I think it's going to be difficult. I mean, it's going to be really rowdy and...
who cares? They're used to that.
Well, they are used to it, especially on the live tour, aren't they? And that's what they do now.
Don't worry about it. It's all about, it's all about, that's who we got to beat. And I look at England. I look at Europe. I look at the opening games, and I think we've got every...
That's a good pairing, isn't it? Fleetwood and McIlroy.
Of course it is.
Yeah, they're good.
But look at them all. Hatton. You know, Tyrrell Hatton's a fighter as well, and Ram. You know, you don't take away from them.
Aberg's different class.
No. I think this is going to be so close. I do. I think it's tight. So I've gone for a bit of value. Anyway, Shaban's here. Morning, Shaban.
Morning, Shaban.
The Back Page Review on talkSPORT with Tesco Mobile for Business. Got a side hustle as a Pilates instructor? Stretch your budget with business phone bills for up to 40% less than the big three networks. For verification, see tescomobile.com/business.
So your husband Bertie, Helen, will be watching. He'll be glued to the telly, won't he, the next couple of days?
I heard. Oh, yeah, he's buzzed. I don't even know where he's going to be watching it. He's got a golf day today.
Oh,
another one?
Yeah.
Whereabouts?
That's 4 times this week.
I know.
What, he's played 4 times?
Yeah. Oh. He said to tell Ray.
That's brilliant.
What's the one he played the other day?
Rocket Hall?
No, that's where he's a member.
Yeah.
But it's the second best course in the country.
Oh.
What was the name?
Oh, that's debatable.
Well,
you got Queenwood.
St George's Hill.
Sounded like.
Which is beautiful.
I'll get the
Whereabouts
name of it.
is it? Give us a rough.
About an hour away from it. I'm sure it was near Essex. I'm sure it was near you.
Oh, is it?
Oh, God, I
don't think there's many good
ones. It's the second best course in the country. I'll Google it and I'll let you know. That's how much I was listening. Yeah, but he's happy. Like I say, out playing his golf. He'll be watching the Ryder Cup, and it's all over the back pages today. Very much looking forward to this myself. The Times going for the picture of Keegan Bradley and running the Star-Spangled Banner along at the Bethpage Black crowd yesterday. Looking at the back page of The Sun, they're going with Rory McIlroy. Rory tells Euro pals, blow him away, looks happy, pumped, isn't he, for the Ryder Cup? Away we go. Rory urges Europe to make Ryder Cup history.
Tommy can't be in any better form, Tommy Fleetwood, can he? And Rory's playing well, so that is a formidable pairing. It really, really is, you know. And,
you know what they're being called?
Go on.
Fleetwood Mac.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's fine, yeah.
That's good.
I like it. Yes, the parents...
There's a rumour they're going
Don't, because
there is indeed.
They make golfing fun. Oh, right, anyway. First pairing going off today, 12:10, DeChambeau and Justin Thomas against John Ram and Tyrrell Hatton. Second pairing is Scheffler and Henley. They've got Oberg and Matty Fitzpatrick.
Yeah, that's a big one for Europe, that's a tough one for Europe.
I think so too. And that's the thing about the way they're all taking off and how that's been put together.
So just to explain to the punters as well, today you drive your ball, and then your partner takes the second shot.
Yep.
You take the third shot, so it's alternate shots.
And they share the ball, right?
Yeah.
I mean, foursomes is fun. Is that a more? Do you like that format? Ray? You play a lot.
No,
we don't really play it, do we?
no, you don't want to. You wouldn't want to play with DeChambeau, would you?
The best one is our scramble, isn't it? So if you have a bad shot, you can just put your ball next to the one who's had a good drive, and then everybody gets a putt at a certain. You need one player to do really well every shot, and then you're putting your ball down. It's a quick game, but this is tough today. I mean, you know, when you do go wayward a little bit, if one of you is having a bit of a nightmare, you can. The other fellas looking and going, "Come on, liven up a bit," sort of thing.
That's why no one.
You can fall out of it.
And what you need, no one really wants to pair DeChambeau. If DeChambeau hits it straight, bingo.
I mean, he's the one as well.
Oh, it's a big if.
Who, I mean, you know, he's got this YouTube channel now, which has got millions and millions of followers, Al. Just him and this content. But the fans always struggle a bit with DeChambeau. But I think our European lot can handle the crowd.
Oh, without a doubt. I don't, you know, they'll be talking about it all the time. Just get on with it. It's when these clowns, when you're about to pot, interrupt.
Mashed potato.
You know, that's just nonsense.
It's got to be the
just bad etiquette.
The worst crack of all time as well.
No, you can't do that. I mean, especially putting. You've got to be. You let everyone have a putt. You can have a laugh when someone hits a ball.
Correct,
and,
but not
when the ball's in the air. You can shout and do whatever you like, but not when someone's going to just bat a putt and you know, it's such a putting is the game really. I'm sure Jamie will tell you that. If you can putt well. If you putt well, you got the chance of doing well and getting a good score.
There's a lot of great American fans out there who understand the game. It's just the clowns who have a few bevies.
Don't they? That's a problem you have.
Anyway, what else we got, Shaban? Because we're going to be talking about this.
DJ changes the record. Brooklyn's 4.5 billion Tottenham gig would shake up the Prem. Martin Lipton in the Sun today. It could be the answer to dreams of every Tottenham fan. There's this tech billionaire, former DJ, Brooklyn Eric, 4.5 billion Tottenham 3.0 plan is accepted by the club. It could change the face of the Premier League overnight. He's a DJ turned tech guru. It's a whole new ball game for Enoch and Tottenham's future. Under the blueprint prepared by the consortium that has been put together by Enoch, a 10-figure spending pot would be available to be tapped into from the 1st of January. Massive investment on the playing side, looking to reap instead of reap rewards, instead for new boss Thomas Frank.
Does Daniel Levy get a mention here? Is that why Daniel was pushed?
Well, that's maybe perhaps why he was ousted by the owners. Martin Lipton saying here, if it does happen, it's proof that football can change in almost the blink of an eye. It was only 3 weeks ago that the chairman, Daniel Levy, was ousted by the owners, Enoch and the Lewis family, bringing the end to his near 25-year reign at the Lane. So we'll wait and see what happens in this one. We believe there's been no written offer, but this conversation has been had. 4.5 billion.
Whoa. Big money. It's great for the rest of the Premier clubs as well.
Yeah.
You know, it's like your house and sells for an absolute fortune. Your house, 3 doors down, goes up as well. So it's great for the Premier if you want to sell.
Well, they'll be looking at the other owners. Kroenkie's obviously got Arsenal down the road, doing really well. And it's a massive pool, isn't it? If you go around the world now, the Premier League is so big everywhere. You know, so it's the in thing to have, a football club. You know, when he's going out and he's doing deals, I own a football club, which is massive, really.
Yeah.
Spurs, look, they've got the stadium and everything. The infrastructure could be better with the transport and getting out of the stadium, but I'm sure they would look into that if they did buy it. But it's
Shaban, I've got to break. We're going to talk Rangers. So we're back around 6:45, I think, for more stories in the
Lovely
papers,
stuff.
yes.
Springfield, is that it?
Springfield.
Have I made that up?
No, you told me Chelmsford, the Warren, something like that.
Oh, go.
Yeah, it'd be over there, won't it? Where does Mark play from the Rose?
No, that's Thorndon.
Yeah, it'd be something
Thorndon
like
Park.
That. Yeah, it'd be something.
I'll go and find out first.
Yeah, sorry, guys.
We didn't want to know where. If it's in Essex, I want to play it.
Second best in the country, so we're
No, it is the second best in the country, so it's not that one then. I'll find out. I'll
find
see
out
you
for
later.
me.
Love you, bye.
Thank you, Shaban.
I'm not having that second best in the country. How are you?
Can't be. What's the best? What's the best one in the country then? Do you know?
I don't care.
David Tanner coming up. Rangers going down 1-0 last night. Lots to come. We'll pop over to New York, of course. The Villa last night, we talked about the Dan Bardell. Chris Wood, 2016 Ryder Cup. David Ford from the Millwall Republic of Ireland. And then we're going to hear from Rio, aren't we? I think a little bit later on. Jamie George, Sally's an England hook as well. Rio Ferdinand around 9:30. Sam Matterface, Little Sam. And Danny Willett. We'll get Danny's take on this potential noisy American crowd around 9 o'clock. Right, 6:30.
The Back Page Review on talkSPORT with Tesco Mobile for Business. Got a side hustle as a Pilates instructor? Stretch your budget with business phone bills for up to 40% less than the big three networks. For verification, see tescomobile.com/business.
Premier League teams have got a load of crazy nicknames. Ever wondered where they came from? Some are pretty straightforward. Arsenal are the Gunners because they were founded by a group of munitions workers, and Bournemouth are the Cherries because their old stadium was built right next to a cherry orchard. Then there's Everton. They're dubbed the Toffees, but why? Well, because when the club was formed, just down the road there were two local toffee shops. Ipswich Town nicked their nickname off their opponents in the late 90s, Birmingham. The term Tractor Boys was chanted as a way to tease the team about their farming background, but they started using it themselves as a way to cheer on the team in victory instead. Take that, Birmingham. Let's head to Leicester, famous for more than just a red, well, orangey cheese and Jamie Vardy. Leicestershire's also the birthplace of fox hunting, hence the Foxes. Crystal Palace's nickname came from an extreme makeover. They were having a nightmare run in the 70s, and when they were relegated, their manager, Malcolm Allison, wasn't having it. I know what'll make us better, he thought, a new nickname. The Strong and Deadly Eagle sounded like a pretty good bet. And there's more to that story. Brighton used Palace's nickname to inspire their own. Ooh, a bird, they thought. Let's just pick a different one for us. And so, in a heated match between the two teams back in 1976, when Palace fans began chanting, "Eagles, Eagles," Brighton fans had the perfect reply. "Seagulls, seagulls." So next time the away end's chanting their crazy nickname, you'll now know exactly where it came from.
.36 talkSPORT breakfast with Alan Brazil Ray Parlour, our good friends at Arnold Clark. Get £750 off any used electric car or home charger now. To build up to the Ryder Cup getting underway, we're joined the breakfast yesterday with one of golf's biggest personalities on his way back, Andrew Beef Johnston. Here he is quizzing Gabby on just how much he knows about golf.
How many clubs are you allowed to have?
Ooh.
5.
Oh, well, don't be stupid.
I'm guessing.
Don't be stupid.
How many are you allowed?
It's not pitch and putt. Second question. Andrew tells the answer.
Well, the answer to that's 14. So
Okay.
let's just get that clear
All
first.
right. Next.
Seeing as it's the Ryder Cup, what's foursomes?
Well, they're really important, aren't they?
No. What are foursomes?
I don't know.
Foursomes are matches played in pairs, 2 against 2, but each pair only gets 1 ball. So
Okay. I've learnt a lot. Thank you very much.
By the way, it was right in front of him.
Oh,
the rules were right in front of him. I talk about
what was that?
Dr. Doolittle.
When I talk about clubs in bags, Al, and as the beef says there, I mean, remember that time when Woozy?
Oh, right away, I thought of it.
Shut away. When he said how many clubs in a bag.
Yeah.
He had one more club, didn't he?
No, shocker.
And he got he got 2-shot penalty.
Yeah.
You imagine
Horrendous.
it. You're tied for the league, and the last day, open.
I know.
You got one more club in your bag.
Actually, would you have known 14? I might have said 13, to be honest.
Well, it would have been about that. Yeah, I probably wouldn't have got that. I would have been around 12, 13, 14, something like that, yeah.
Right, to continue the Ryder Cup build-up this morning, we'll be joined by 2 stars of former European teams, Chris Wood, Danny Willett. Before that, though, the mess at Ibrox continues after Rangers lost to Belgian side Genk in the Europa League last night. Also, 12,000 unsold tickets and many, many more had left before the full-time whistle. Russell Martin confirmed last night he'll be having a meeting with Chairman Andrew Kavanagh. So let's get more on the mass exodus at Ibrox with talkSPORT Scotland correspondent David Tanner. David, morning.
Morning, David.
Good morning, fellas.
David, I was flicking through different games, Villa back to Rangers, and it looked an even game to me. But that was first half. I didn't see the second half.
Well, I think the turning point in the game very much was the red card shown to Mohamed Diomande. I agree with Russell Martin in his post-match analysis that was a game changer. However, before that, Rangers had one real effort at goal. In fact, they only had one real effort at goal the whole night. A terrific header by defender John Suter, which was acrobatically cleared off the line by defender.
And they hit the post, didn't they? Genk hit the post. I saw that one.
They did. And the former Celtic player, who I thought was a decent enough player at Celtic, who scored the winning goal last night, had another one chopped off by VAR, but also missed a penalty that Jack Butland saved. So this was not a good performance by any stretch of the imagination by Rangers. Their goalkeeper was not worked at all.
Yeah.
I was perplexed by Russell Martin saying he was proud of his players after that. It's a big defeat. This is a sort of game against a Belgian side that Rangers would have been winning routinely in recent years in European football.
12,000 seats.
That's the problem.
That's not.
That's the problem, David, isn't it? I mean, when fans don't turn up and suddenly you're looking around the stadium, there's empty seats everywhere. It happened at Arsene Wenger, really, when he left the club, at the Emirates. But you see empties, and in the end, the board had to make a big decision to get rid of the manager. But that's going to happen a lot more if he stays and if they keep getting bad results.
Yeah, my arithmetic is it was almost 14,000 empty seats last night, and that's a major problem. Ibrox, like Celtic Park, like Hampden Park, they're cauldrons when they're full on big match nights. It was a flatter atmosphere last night. There's almost a sort of air of resignation about Ibrox Stadium. Andrew Kavanagh, the new chairman, was over from America last night. I think we're seeing more of him than we expected to see. How can we guess what he's going to do? It's difficult because we just don't know, because they've got there's nothing really to gauge their decision making on, because they're new at the game. The one thing I would say is it's getting more miserable. For once, they weren't booed onto the park last night, but they were booed off the park.
Yeah.
And I think the red card coming before half time meant that the referee was the victim of it, or the target of all the Rangers supporters are. Not Russell Martin, but I think reverted to anti-Russell Martin material.
Who's the names that are out there that should the owners say, enough, see you later, thank you, but there's the door? Who's the names been mentioned?
Sean Dyche is a name that continues to be mentioned. I think he would be, I think he's certainly more pragmatic than Russell Martin has been. Would he be someone, do you think, would be interested in Rangers, guys?
Funny enough, Ali was talking about Sean as a possibility.
Yeah.
I don't know. Gerrard, is that gone now? Steven Gerrard going back? Is there no chance of that? Or would they go back to Barry Ferguson and his group? I don't know.
I don't think they can go back to Barry Ferguson. I'd be very, very surprised. I think that there is a feeling among the supporters that Steven Gerrard would be welcome back. There's the stat, he won one trophy in 12 years. It was the one he had to win, stopping the 10 in a row for Celtic. But I think, particularly in European nights, you've got to remember how much rebuilding Steven Gerrard did. And he was starting from zero after the shambles of Rangers' lower league season. So I think the supporters would welcome him back. But do you think Steven Gerrard would go back, or would he target another?
How do we deal with Saudi?
You hear all the rumours about, tax-wise, would he have to pay a lot of tax? Does his missus like Glasgow? You hear all these rumours flying about, David. I don't know, to be honest.
You're getting to that stage as well, David, where things might give in the Premier League. Some clubs will be looking at saying, well, we don't get a couple of more results. They'll be looking to maybe sack their managers, and Sean Dyche might be looking at say, well, I might get an opportunity in the Premier League still.
Yeah.
But look, Rangers is a massive club. We all know that, and it's a sleeping. Well, it's a giant, but at the moment they're going through a bad time. But they will come back.
Who have you got the weekend, David? Rangers.
Well, they've got Livingston, and of course Rangers are yet to win a game in the Scottish Premiership this season.
Amazing.
They're second bottom of the Scottish Premiership. They managed to get a draw against Celtic, which was as much about Celtic's poor form at that particular time. But listen, in Europe, the next home games are against Roma and Braga. So if you can't beat a Belgian side, you're going to be in real difficulty. So I think everything points to it requiring a reboot. But of course, it just has had a reboot a couple of months ago. It just depends now on whether the empty seats, and almost 14,000 of them, prompt the new owners to do something. But as I say, the Americans traditionally in sport tend to clean up their mess at the end of the season. We have a very interesting wait. We just have to sit and wait and watch this one.
David, nice one. Thank you. David Tanner there. So all's not well at Ibrox still. They've got to do something. They have to, crikey. 12,000 seats unsold. David's saying it was more at 14. Right, still to come on breakfast.
Superstar Breakfast preview on talkSPORT with Travis Perkins. Download the new improved app to easily manage your accounts and quotes.
Now, we're going to be joined by a man who knows just how tough it is to play in an away Ryder Cup. He's a member of the European side that lost in Minnesota back in 2016. Chris Wood will be with us. And we're speaking to one of the very few people in footballing history who decided to have a bust-up with Roy Keane, former Millwall and Ireland goalkeeper David Ford. That was a look ahead with Travis Perkins. It's 7:15.
Superstar Breakfast preview on talkSPORT with Travis Perkins. Get free next day track delivery. Head to travisperkins.co.uk or download the app.
We're going to talk Ipswich Town later on. That's a weird one, wasn't it? 80 minutes, game abandoned, 1-0 down, 10 men, and they're going to replay the game in full. So we'll talk about that later. Yeah,
that's bad, isn't it?
Big one tonight, Leicester and West Brom.
Yeah,
big game.
There's some good games in that championship.
Yeah,
it's a great league.
Okay, right, some of the headlines you're waking up to this Friday morning. Oh, this is terrible. Former Arsenal player Billy Vigar has tragically died after suffering a significant brain injury during a recent match for Chichester City down on the south coast there. Really shocking. Our thoughts here at talkSPORT are, of course, with Billy's friends and his family. Was it Arsenal, wasn't he? And,
yeah, it was.
Look, we don't know the whole ins and outs, Ray, but it's just
awful.
I
saw the news and
young kid
on X. I said, "Oh, what devastating news!" No, you go to a football match and you expect to go home after. Hopefully you play. Sadly, to see what happened to him, what's awful. 21 years old, all his life in front of him.
Terrible.
And absolutely heartbreaking. And as you said, all our condolences go out to his family and his friends, and they'd be devastated. Absolutely, as we all are.
Shocking.
Terrible news.
In other news, Europe's Matt Fitzpatrick says his parents have decided not to attend the Ryder Cup with Bethpage, partly because of abusive American fans they encountered 4 years ago. Well, if that's the case, this has gone too far, surely.
Well, I'm amazed by that. I really am, because you want your family there and support you, and go through all the highs and lows of the day or whatever.
Well, maybe we're making too much of this about the American fans. The hostility and the noise,
and they make it even worse. Yeah, they're probably
just get on with it.
They're probably thinking, we're getting to them a little bit by we keep talking about it, about all their hostility and what the noise. But the guys know it. They know how to deal with it. I'm sure. It's just that putting. When you're over a putt and you're concentrating,
or driving, your backswing.
Yeah, absolutely. Once that ball's in the air, it's not a problem. You can shout whatever you like, but just be a little bit respectful for people on the tee. It wouldn't happen in Europe, would it?
No.
I think the Europeans are very respectful, and it's just, as you rightly said, you get some idiots who's had a drink all day and whatever, and they're showing off. They're loud and it's
all
that sort of stuff.
After Wayne Rooney discussed his possible future in football management with Rio, Simon Jordan wasn't having any of it.
It was contemptible to come on this show and say that someone's credentials do not factor in to the outcomes of making them a manager. It's not relevant because every situation is unique. Great, every situation is unique. Every one that you've been in, you've failed. So there's a common denominator in that. And here you are, 4 months later, removing the guy from the job because they played great in certain games and they did play against certain teams. And where did Plymouth end up?
Yeah.
They end up relegated. Where did Birmingham end up?
Simon having none of it there, crikey. Right, for more on today, all the day's biggest stories, talksport.com for more on all the big stories. Right, Shaban is back with us for a bit of this. What we got now, Shaban?
I knew what I know now. When I was younger, I wish that I knew what I know now. When I was stronger.
Oh, we're going back a few years here.
Who sings that?
What's Rod?
Oh, yeah. Forgot you got faces.
I thought you would have got that shit, man.
I thought you were trying to catch me out there.
I don't know. Of course it was Rod. Faces.
That golf course you were talking about, you numpty.
Sunningdale.
Sunningdale, what a course.
And that's in Essex, is it?
Springfield, I was thinking, that's the Simpsons, isn't it?
Yeah, is it?
That's Miles Simpson, you're thinking of.
Got a map for Christmas?
No, Sunningdale in Essex. No, it's round Surrey. That way, isn't it?
Is it not Berkshire?
Yes, we played there. I've only played there once. Beautiful.
Well, because Wentworth is right next to Ascot, isn't it? Which is Royal Berkshire.
Right that way.
So
it's sort of that side.
He said to me, it was the best day of my life.
Sunningdale's not easy to get on, It's
beautiful course.
It is. Well, I love Wentworth, but I've not played Sunningdale. They tell me it's beautiful.
We say it was absolutely beautiful. Listen, trending on social media this morning is Graham Potter.
Yes.
Now, when you're a manager under pressure and you're trending, it usually means something's coming. But this morning, West Ham fans are having some fun. Can I just give you a word of warning? If you're near your smart TV or your YouTube channel, type in talkSPORT Breakfast now, because you're not going to want to miss this.
Really?
AI and West Ham fans have been having some fun with Graham Potter putting his face on famous people's faces. Now, the reason this started was they were putting Potter's face on world leaders' face to show just how much of a hard job it is to lead a team. But it's gone too far. So have a look now. Some superimposing to the next level. Here's Graham Potter on the Chuckle Brothers.
See, I don't like that, me. I really... you know, Graham Potter, look, again...
He's under pressure and he's trying his best, you know. I mean, I always say he hasn't had a lot of help from the board, has he?
Well, were there a club who the board is struggling? You know, the managers and
they lost their best player, one of their best players, Kudos, and they ain't really replaced him, have they?
Yeah. How do we feel about Graham Potter on Sydney Sweeney? Maybe this will give you a little laugh, Alan. They're beautiful.
It's a bit like John Bon Jovi needing a shave.
And if you've been wondering, many of you will be, Alan Brazil meets Graham Potter. Here you go. You'll like this, Ray. Throw that up for us there.
Where is it?
Where is Alan Brazil?
Look, Cole Al.
Can't see a lot of Graham Potter in me there.
It's the mouth. It's a bit weird, but I kind of like it. You look like somebody I know in that picture. And obviously then we start to have some fun with this nonsense in the office. AI is weird, isn't it? But
It doesn't bother me.
Here's an Alan and Ray mashup. Alan Brazil meets Ray Parlour. If you're watching your smart TV, you've got a nice little treat in store.
Oh, look at that. Got your eyes out, look, that's your eyes.
It's a mashup of the noses as well. And finally, if Alan Brazil and I had a baby, here's what it would look like. As one Butters kid.
Very good.
That is minging. Anyway, West Ham away to Everton on Monday night. Hopefully Graham Potter will be trending for all the right reasons then.
Not
He'll be
easy.
live on
It's not easy going up there, is it? You know, listen, it's great when you're a manager and you're doing well and you're getting fortunes and eventually you get the sack, you get a few quid, lovely. But when things are not going well, it must be horrible.
He won't be sleeping at night.
Must be horrible.
He'd be thinking about his squad. What do I do next? What do I do? Do I change it? Do I do
And
this?
by the way, I spoke to Ali as well a few times about going back in, and it's 24/7.
Yeah.
You can't relax.
You
Your phone goes all the time.
You've got to watch every game. You've got to watch the players, key injuries in your team, wrong times, and it must be a nightmare. I mean, it's a very regimental job, isn't it? You do the same thing every day. You're trying to get the best out of the players.
Yeah.
And I've never had a go. I'd love to have a go, but it's a tough job. And maybe you have one go and you go, oh, that's why I don't fancy going back there.
And so a bit of the faces. I think it's happy birthday, Brian Ferry, as well, isn't it, Ed? Yeah. Roxy, fantastic. Ferry, what a great career he's had. Right, Shaban, thank you. Empty seats at Villa Park as well as Ibrox, not as many. More on that and what it might mean. That's coming next.
have thought a sporting event's halftime show could have a bigger impact than the game itself? Well, the Super Bowl halftime show does exactly that. In 2024, Usher brought in an audience of 180 million worldwide, the biggest ever in the event's history. But how did singing and dancing get to be the centrepiece of America's biggest sporting event? The first edition of the Super Bowl was held in 1967, when the Green Bay Packers beat the Kansas City Chiefs in Los Angeles. Because of the sheer size of the event, organisers wanted to put on entertainment at halftime for the fans in the stadium. It was a display of marching bands, dancers and pure USA patriotism, and that was the theme that followed for years. In the 1980s, the Walt Disney Company got involved and we started seeing some interesting and questionable displays. But we got our first glimpse of halftime shows to come in '93, when none other than Michael Jackson stunned fans with his 15-minute medley of his own smash hits. When he walked out on stage, he had to wait for the crowd's cheers to die down for about 2 minutes before even starting his first song. Diana Ross, Gloria Estefan, Phil Collins all starred in their own shows, as did Aerosmith, who performed alongside NSYNC. Things got a little bit out of hand in 2004 when Justin Timberlake and Janet Jackson produced perhaps the most famous or infamous wardrobe malfunction in history. Shows from the likes of Prince, Lady Gaga and Beyoncé are considered by critics as the best. To give you an idea of the scale of things, Rihanna's 2023 halftime show included roughly 800 people. These ranged from backing dancers to stage crew to camera operatives broadcasting to millions around the world. The whole stage for that show was built in roughly 8 minutes and was broken down and cleared away in the same time. The acts perform for free nowadays, even though the experts reckon it costs around $13 million to put on Rihanna's show. Artists know they'll rocket up the charts in the following weeks. Rihanna's average sales improved by 140% in the months following her performance. The Super Bowl halftime show will be a fixture in pop culture for years to come. So the question is, who next?
+7, talkSPORT Breakfast with me, Brazil, Gabby Bumhor and Arnold Clark. Get the UK's best used car deals.
I'm Gabby Bumhor.
The what? Oh, yeah, sorry. I was just thinking about that golf. No, I was thinking about the golf yesterday with the clubs.
Oh,
I was just dreaming. But I've got it.
Thanks, Al. Thanks a lot.
Hello, what does that say?
Yeah, but you don't have to read it. You don't. Oh, it's a classic.
Sorry, Gab.
Carry on.
On the way for you this morning, we're on the countdown to start the Ryder Cup, which gets underway this lunchtime in New York. I better check this before I read it. We'll be joined by 2016 Ryder Cup player Chris Wood for his thoughts ahead of the tournament. We're going to be joined as should have been former Millwall keeper David Ford, who was brave enough to take on Roy Keane during Ray's time coaching the Republic of Ireland. And ahead of the Saris trip to Newcastle in the first game of the new Gallagher Premier season, we'll be speaking to Saracens and England hooker Jamie George. Before all that, though, Villa finally found the first win of the season last night, and it came in Europe.
McGinn can get it away, and Villa have won. first victory of the season, but only thanks to a tremendous save from Marco Bizot right at the end of the game. It's John McGinn's goal on 13 minutes that wins it. Villa 1, Bologna 0.
Yeah, before all that, though, Villa finally found their first win this season. It wasn't easy last night, was it? And it came in Europe. Captain John McGinn fired Villa to victory after 13 minutes with the only goal of the game. Was it unconvincing or not? Genk they're no mugs, they're no big boys, but no mugs. They did little to persuade those watching Villa that their early season slump is over yet, with Ollie Watkins also missing a penalty in the second half. Ray, a win nonetheless. But is there cause for concern with Villa? Watching up, something's not right.
I don't know what it is. I don't think I'd be too concerned yet. Look, there is a problem when you're not scoring goals. The first four games they didn't score. But I don't think they'd be concerned. I think he's got a lot more time, Emery. It's a situation. Once he starts banging the goals in, Ollie, I'm sure he will. He's an experienced player. You go through them little barren spells at the moment, didn't you? As a player, you've probably done it out as a striker as well. He's just got to keep making the runs, keep doing the right things in training, keep working hard. And once you start scoring again, it suddenly clicks. And that's what happens sometimes as players. So I wouldn't be too concerned at the moment. I'm sure the Villa fans will be hoping to get a win this weekend, which is not an easy game. Fulham will go to Villa Park. But, yeah, I mean, it's a good win last night. That's all you've got to do in this competition. Just win your home games and try and get your draws away. Yeah. And then you're through to the next round. That's the only thing you've got to do is get through to that next stage.
Emery, he knows all about it.
He knows how to win big trophies.
He was asked about all these scoring struggles. This is what he had to say to TNT.
He worked today like he is. And it's the first step to recover his confidence. Then he had a penalty, okay, and he created chances as well. But the most important is to recover the confidence and fairly to do your task like he did today. This is the first step he did, and fantastic.
Just maybe in hindsight, Ray, you're struggling in front of goal. You get a pen, just smash it. Put your boot through the ball.
You think too much sometimes, don't you? Yeah, I mean, pace is, as I always say, hit the target. That's the most important thing. But pace as well. I mean, if the keeper's going your way and you never change your mind as you're running up to it, that's one thing you can't do because some people stop and wait for the keeper to make a move and then they just pass it into the other side of the goal. But I always say, look, pick your spot. Know where you're going to go, but pace. If you're hitting the side netting now, you can't get it. Keeper can't get it with pace. Yeah. So that's what you got to aim for, and it's just a good pass, isn't it? I mean, as I said before, a strike is a striker. Look, there's pressure on you when you're taking a penalty. There's no doubt about that. But it's a situation where he worked hard, and as Emery says there, he's seen the application. He's not just not working, and he's doing everything for his team at the moment. He just needs a goal, and it is round the corner. I'm sure it is this weekend. Who knows? He could get a couple of goals this weekend, and he gets going again. So I wouldn't panic at the moment. And it was a good win last night. They needed that win. They need that little bit of a boost going into the weekend. So it'd be interesting to see how they respond now at the weekend against Fulham.
Yeah. And they're not exactly. It's not Milan. One of the Milan sides coming, or Roma, or PSG, Genk or Genk. So was it always going to be full? I'm not so sure.
Look, times are hard, Al. I mean, people have got to remember, I don't know what sort of ticket prices they are at Villa Park, but there's lots of games, and some people can't afford it. Simple as that. And they might pick and choose their games and say, look, I'd rather go to a Premier League game. So we got money for that, but we haven't got money for in midweek. I don't know what the situation with certain people are. So you're always going to get a few empty seats in the midweek games. I'm sure you are. And it happens at every stadium, I should imagine.
Okay, let's find out. Well, we've heard from Unai Emery. What about a few empty seats at Villa Park and at Ibrox? We'll come to that a little bit later. Let's bring in broadcaster and a big Villa fan, Dan Bardell. Morning, Dan. How are we this morning, Dan?
Morning, Dan.
Morning. Yeah, wasn't a great advert for the Europa League, was it, last night? It was difficult to believe that was a Champions League game last season. But like Ray said, just, we're off the mark. We needed something, hopefully, that can put a bit of confidence into them.
Dan, did it surprise you that there was maybe a few thousand empty seats at Villa Park for a European night?
Not really, because I think the prices are too high. If I'm being honest, I think they were probably too high in the Champions League last year. But people obviously wanted to experience that because it's rare that we've been in the Champions League. It was the first time in that iteration of the trophy that we'd been in that competition. So people made the extra effort and probably found the money. But I think for the Europa League, people are going to have to pick and choose games. And if you wait, you can get the tickets for half price off third party websites. So I think. I think Villa might have to look at the pricing. Yeah.
I don't think there's no panic at the moment, is there? I mean, it hasn't been a greatest of starts in the Premier League. We know that third from bottom, 3 points at the moment. You had that problem scoring goals early. But you've just got to. Emery's he's a very experienced manager. He knows something can click, and then you get off to a couple of wins in a row, and then you shoot up that league again. So I don't think there's panic at the moment, is there, in Villa fans?
Not panic because, like you say, we know what the manager can do. We couldn't wish to have a better manager in charge of our football club, but it's certainly not right at the moment. I'm not watching Villa and thinking, we're close to clicking, and I certainly didn't think that last night. At the moment, I think it's going to be about grinding results out and trying to win ugly and trying to find some balance in the side, because I think although the squad's at the same numbers it was at last year, we're definitely imbalanced, and we've not got the same quality. I don't think the squad's as strong in terms of quality as it was last season when we were fighting on three fronts towards the end of the season. There's a couple of players not there who are big misses, and there's maybe a couple of players who we've took a little bit of a gamble on who are going to have to kind of play into fitness and play into form. The big one at the moment is that the two main forward players, the ones who you're expecting to carry Villa in terms of goals, Ollie Watkins and Morgan Rogers, they're not looking at it, and we need that to change quickly, because I do look round the side, and if them two aren't firing, I don't think it's a squad that's full of goals, and if you're not scoring goals, we're not going to be up where we were last season.
Are they creating enough chances for Ollie Watkins and Rogers? Because that's what forwards need chances, and are they getting enough chances, or they're just bang out of form at the moment?
Probably a combination of both. I mean, you saw how many times Morgan Rogers gave the ball away last night. He's probably not been too far off those numbers in every game this season. He's struggling at the moment. There was a bit of a negative fan reaction to him last night, which probably doesn't help. He is a young boy, as Constance said after the game. Players do notice stuff like that, and at the end of the day, that's not going to help. But I think the Villa fans are just frustrated really with how we've started the season. And the problem for Rodgers is that I think Villa, he's probably seen as the main creative outlet as well. So if he's giving the ball away every time he gets it, Watkins is going to struggle. The team's going to struggle. Like I say, there's not loads of goals in that team at the moment. We've lost players that I would describe as being got sources of goals in the summer. Watkins obviously had the ideal chance with that penalty, and he's missed it. Missing penalties can happen. He's missed them before and still had good seasons for Villa. I'm not as concerned about him because I remember a few years ago, I think it took him till quite late in September to get off the mark, and he scored 20 plus goals in all competitions. So I'm not massively worried about Watkins, but Rodgers at the moment looks absolutely miles off it, unfortunately, and we all know what a great and dangerous player he can be. It's just not happening for him for whatever reason at the moment.
Dan, you said something earlier which concerns me a little bit. You might as well wait for a third-party website and get a ticket half price. Just give me a little bit more information about this, because this can't be right, can it?
No, I think it's just football in general. Villa won't be the only ones that are guilty of this. I don't know the ins and outs of it. In all honesty, so I wouldn't want to go in too hard on the club. I did put a tweet out yesterday, but there's a third party website where you could get tickets for £35 last night, and season ticket holders and members are paying £55, £60. So it's not right that someone in the same block. Yeah, it's not right that someone in the same block as you should be paying less. But it's a football problem at the moment. I don't think it's just a Villa problem, in fairness. All right, Dan, thank you. So Dan, not too worried about Ollie Watkins. Will come good.
I think that's a problem with a lot of clubs, though. Ticket pricing.
I've heard about,
Spurs, Arsenal. They're very expensive. It's
but how can someone sit along for 3-4?
Yeah, in your season.
I understand Travago. Jurgen was
getting
Travago.
deals.
You get better deals, but I thought it was illegal to do it.
Well, I don't know how. I don't know the ins and outs. As Dan says there, he don't really know the ins and outs of it, how it all works.
Something's not right.
No.
Anyway, we're not troubleshooters here.
No.
7:16. Okay, 7:21 talkSPORT breakfast with Ray Parlour. We're going to get Ray's thoughts on William Saliba's new contract. Great news, isn't it?
Great news. For
Gyökeres' lack of effectiveness against the better defenders. I don't want to be harsh on Gyökeres, Ray, but I just have a little bit of a question mark. Will he score against the big boys in big games? That's my only problem.
Okay.
And much more around 8 a.m. But now we're focusing on Glasgow Rangers struggles. Let's take a quick call. Tom was at Ibrox for last night's 1-0 loss against Genk and wants to say on the manager. Tom, very good morning, mate.
Morning, Tom.
Good morning. How are you, lads? Okay?
Yeah, Tom, first of all, a lot of empty seats demonstration. It's not good, is it? And then that's all you need getting knocked out. Well, not knocked out, sorry. It's a league format, of course, but going down 1-0. Not good.
No good, but again, I mean, we spoke last week about this. We're back to the same old again. We've got a boy up front there, 8 million for Everton. I don't know what you've seen him, but I can assure you I don't see anything in that lad. No goals in 24 games. Miloski comes in. You see the boy does a lot of running about, makes a lot of running off the ball, scored his first goal last week, and he drops him last night for an important game.
Yeah.
I mean, the players look totally lost. The goal we lose, we've got a right-back captain who's 25 yards for the opposition goal, wide open. You're down to 10 men, shore up the defence.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, keep it tight. And then you've a manager there, it's just, I mean, he's killing his lads. He's totally killing us. But the protests are going to get worse, and if he doesn't move or they don't move him soon, you'll see even emptier seats at Ibrox.
Yeah. So Tom,
that's the point. A lot of money, mate.
Yeah, let's say. I think he had a meeting, didn't he, after the game, or it might be this morning. The manager. If he's to go, who are the punters? Who are the Rangers fans? Who are they saying want in? Would it be Sean Dyche? Would it be an ex-Premiership manager? Who do they want?
Well, first and foremost, I always think we look at the park, and manager's very important. But I look at my Rangers team, and I don't see any good Scottish Rangers men with the club at heart taking us forward. And I know the manager comes in any shapes thrown about them. But who would you pick to run your team at the moment? There's not a lot out there. You mentioned Sean Dyche. He starts from the back and works his way forward.
Yeah.
That would maybe help us out. But we lost a guy in Muscat 3 years ago, where I still say if he'd have come in, he'd have done a great job for us. So when it comes to managers, fans have got so many different opinions. All we want is a guy in, get the club at heart, take us forward back to where we should be. Because 3 years ago, our stadium in European nights was bouncing.
Yeah.
And last night was totally opposite, lads. So it's quite demoralising, if I'm being honest.
And dare I say it, with the great respect to Livingston, you know, there'll be one or two Rangers supporters thinking, crikey, can we beat these at the weekend? You know, it's ridiculous, isn't it? With the greatest respect to Livy.
Right, they go to Parkhead and win. If Celtic won at the weekend and we go to Livingston and we don't take 3 points, then we're either 10 or 12 behind at this stage in the season.
Yes,
it's not over.
Your managers, I mean, it's just no doing it, lad. And the trouble is, the fans just don't want him there now, and no matter what he does, I don't think he'll be accepted now.
All right. Well, let's see what the meeting now, because
the fans will always have the last say, Al.
Yeah.
You know, the fans are the most important people at any club in the world. The fans are the ones who keep it going.
Fans have been angry as well lately.
Well, they keep it going, and if suddenly they don't start turning up at the games, and then that's a major problem.
Yeah, I honestly believe without Celtic Rangers winning a European Cup again, you got to go back to 67, and Rangers made finals, Celtic made finals.
You got to be realistic though, Al. How can they compete?
No, but that's what we expect.
Yeah, but
we expect that, Glaswegians. We expect us to be up there, taking the big boys on, giving them a game, not getting beat by third-tier European sides.
How can you do that when you win the Scottish Premiership? You're getting £5 million.
No, I know.
How can you, when you come bottom of the Premier League, you're getting 100 million. So that's the difference in the golf with the money and the players you can bring in, the wages you can give to people. You know, and that's Rangers. That's where you need good youngsters, you need good academies, you need players coming through the ranks and who really love the club, who really want to stay at the club for a while, and then they will get their big move. They will get their big move one day, but I'm talking about a big move like financially, but certainly. At the moment, it's just hard to compete with the big boys in Europe.
Right, on to golf now, thank God. Let's find out just how hard it is as a European team involved in a away Ryder Cup over in the States, of course, with John Boman, who experienced just that in 2016. I think it could be worse this time around. A very good morning to Chris Wood. Chris, hiya, Chris. Morning.
Morning, Chris.
Good morning, guys.
Chris, I can't wait for this, I promise you. I think it's great, and I think we've got a hell of a chance. I do. I know the Yanks are odds on, but a lot of people are making a big thing about the crowd and the hostile atmosphere, but our guys are experienced. They've had this before, haven't they? I think we're making too much of this. I think the boys, when they get on that tee and get out there playing, I think they can overcome this no problem.
Yeah, I agree. It's the strongest European team for a long time. Most Ryder Cups, there's a lot made about rookies, particularly from a European perspective, because playing in America, but most of our guys play in the States now anyway, and we've got one rookie in our team, and in Rasmus Højgaard, and his twin brother played in Rome, so it's an experienced European team. And I think they'll be able to handle all that side of things. Anything that comes their way on the course.
Yeah,
Chris, they've got to have a good start, haven't they? I mean, the foursomes it's great to see, but how do you cope with if you're playing in the foursomes and your mate is having a bit of a mare off the tee, or he's not playing too great, and you're looking at it and going, "Come on, give me a chance." Is it? Got to keep praising people. Come on, you can do better next hour or something like that. It must be really difficult sometimes when you're playing with one ball and there's two of you.
Yeah, I mean, rule number one in foursomes is never say sorry.
yeah.
And how do you say that to Rory if you're playing with Rory?
Exactly. I mean, the challenge I found, I played with Rosie in foursomes, and he uses a different ball to myself. So that was a bit of a funny one to start with, but on the other hand, I felt so comfortable playing with him.
Yeah.
But you can go 3 or 4 holes in foursomes without hitting a putt, and then all of a sudden you've got a 10-footer for a half with a ball that you're not used to.
Yeah.
That's what I found quite challenging, with the feel of the ball and the speed of the greens and all that side of things. That was what I found quite hard. So, and then that has an impact then into your singles, where you really haven't had the reps, I suppose, of hitting putts.
Yeah, Chris, where will you be watching, Chris? Where are you going to? Because I would imagine you're not going to miss a shot, are you?
Yeah, no, I love it. I'll be at home. We've got 4 kids, so I'll put them to bed, and I'll get the the evening session really. I'm doing a bit this morning, a bit of telly this morning, so I'll catch a bit here. But yeah, I won't miss a shot. It's so good, isn't it?
Chris, and we look at Rory's in good form, Tommy's in great form, and so is Justin. There's just 3 right away. And we got Ram. I think we got a hit. I'm with you. I think we got a real strong squad.
Absolutely, and Rory and Tommy as a foursomes partnership this morning.
Yeah,
going out. Yeah, that's really strong. And Rosie is sitting out this morning. But he's 45, and to play 5 games, it's a lot of golf. So I can see what Luke's done there, but like Ray, like you said, the start is so important. In Rome, Europe won the opening session 4-0, and when I played, we lost the opening session 4-0.
Yeah.
Like it's a huge difference, and so that's a long way to come back from.
And we know the crowd's going to be a little bit boisterous, they always are. But I'm sure the players know that. They do expect it, but it's just that when you're over a putt, Chris, and there's shouting and all, that's a little bit out of order, isn't it? I mean, you don't mind them shouting when the ball's in the air and mid-flight or whatever it is, but it's just having that little bit of respect when a putt, and you just mentioned it there, you've got a 10-foot putt, the pressure's on you anyway, everybody's around the world's watching this, and, you don't need the crowd to put you off as well.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, Luke's gone above and beyond with the prep for that side of things. Like, you'd have seen the lads have had like virtual reality headsets, from 3 or 4 weeks ago, and it sort of reminded me a bit of what we saw with like Mikel Arteta in Arsenal. Like,
you never walk alone.
Exactly. It training, and like Luke has probably learned from people in other fields.
Man, they did get battered up at Anfield after that game, Chris.
Yeah, I don't think it worked, Chris.
It might not be a great example, but I know where you're coming from.
Yeah, maybe you're right. Well, we'll see, won't we, if they've worked or not. But yeah, I think like from a captain, like Luke has sort of transformed himself into a role of just such a natural leader from 2 or 3 years ago before Rome. He's developed into someone who, you know, like they're together as a team. There's no doubt about that, and they're playing for him as a captain as well. So I'm really confident from a European perspective.
Chris, enjoy. Excuse me.
There you go.
Enjoy, Chris.
Cheers,
it's going to be
cheers,
fantastic.
Chris.
I can't wait for it to
Thanks,
start.
guys.
And thank you for joining us, Chris. Brilliant, Chris Wood there. Right, here we go. Not only is Chris the only member of Europe's 2016 team join us, we're going to talk to the man who won the Masters that year to the show at 9 a.m. Danny Willett will join us on talkSPORT, 7:31.
Who would have thought a sporting events halftime show could have a bigger impact than the game itself? That seems to be the case with the Super Bowl halftime show. In 2024, Usher brought in an audience of 180 million worldwide, the biggest in the event's history. But how did singing and dancing get to be the centrepiece of America's biggest sporting event? The first Super Bowl was held in 1967. Initially, the halftime show was a display purely for the fans in the stadium, with marching bands, dancers and American patriotism for all to see. And that's what it was for the first few years. Disney had a go with a few questionable displays in the 1980s, but it wasn't until 93 that we got the first glimpse into the future of halftime shows. Michael Jackson's stellar performance gave NFL execs something to think about. A raft of massive names followed, including Diana Ross, U2, Janet Jackson, who gave us the most famous or infamous wardrobe malfunction of all time. So how many people are involved? To give you an idea of the scale, Rihanna's 2023 performance included 800 people, and experts reckon it cost $13 million. What's even more impressive than some of the names on the bill every year is the fact they do it for free. The artists know the exposure they'll get from doing the show will rocket them up the charts across the world. The Super Bowl halftime show will be a fixture in pop culture for years to come. So the question is, who next?
Come rain or shine, all the time our families will bring. And as the Lions run on the pitch, everyone will sing. Let them come, let them come, let them come. Let them all come down to the den. Let them come, let them come, let them come. We'll only have to beat them again. It's the best team in London, no, the best team of all. Everybody knows us, we're called 23 minutes to 8 o'clock. Billy the Cab's banging the wheel. Get in there. Big Millwall. talkSPORT Breakfast with Alan Brazil Ray Parlour and our friends at Arnold Clark. By the way, most of the cabs that take me home back at Canary Wharf are all Millwall. It's unbelievable.
It's only around the corner from
get £750 off any used electric car or home chargers with Arnold Clark. A bit of Let Them Come there, which is what we get belted out at the Den by Millwall fans. Why are we playing it? Well, it's because we're joined right here in the studio by a man who played for the club more than 300 times for Millwall. Goalkeeper David Ford joins us live in the studio. David, morning.
Morning, David.
Morning, Alan. Morning, Ray. Thanks for having us on.
A couple of weeks ago, Kevin Callie.
Yes.
You know Callie? Yeah, he was in good form.
I would have met him.
Callie played when Millwall won the youth team, Youth Cup, with was Terry Hurlock playing then?
Terry was there, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Would have been what sort of? Well, yes, some great players. Teddy Sheringham, Millwall,
Jimmy
Carter,
Gasparino,
Jimmy Carter. Yeah, I've seen.
So first of all, David, how are you? Are you living over here, or are you in Ireland? Where are you living?
Still in London, in Beckenham in Kent. So I'm about 5 minutes from the Millwall training ground and the Palace training ground.
And we have a book out now. It's that time of the year, isn't it? We spoke.
Yes.
Christmas time.
Good company. We spoke to Boris Becker the other day. His book's out.
Yes, All in Time was used out for Christmas, Ray. So
yeah,
it'll be a nice little stocking filler.
What can we read about it? It's not just about Millwall, is it? Republic of Ireland as well.
Yeah, look, it's a story from where would it begin from my childhood all the way right through.
And that was where?
Galway, west coast of Ireland.
Lovely.
Yes. So all the way from the west coast of Ireland all the way over to loads of clubs. Speak about time at West Ham, 3 years at West Ham as young
family. Oh, that's good. You played for West Ham and Millwall.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Family in Mayo, Ballina.
You're joking.
And I've not been there.
You've never been?
No.
Do you know who used to go to Ballina all the time fishing? Jack Charlton.
Yeah, I heard. Yeah.
And he was a wise man. He paid for everything with check. And no one would cash it, and they'd all stick it up on the wall.
Yeah, exactly. Brilliant.
Yeah.
So I believe it's interesting, and of course Roy and the gaffer at the time, Big Mick. Would that be part of the book as well?
Well, Giovanni Trapattoni gave me a call up, so that was phenomenal, meeting Giovanni Trapattoni and Marco Tardelli and his absolute goal celebration.
Ooh, Tardelli,
so that was a big one. Yeah, best goal celebration ever.
82. Was that 82 World Cup?
It was, yeah.
It was 82, wasn't it?
I didn't know it was 82, yeah.
Fantastic.
and that was amazing.
What's it?
It was Spain. I played. I played 2 games that one. Yeah.
Did you? Yeah.
Scotland.
Who did you play against?
You got sunburn.
New Zealand, USSR. Russia.
USSR.
Yeah.
Any chances to score?
A couple of half chances. Yeah.
He's playing with his legend Kenny Dalglish.
Yeah.
Oh.
Soonest.
Wow.
Oh, what team
that was some team.
You had a good team though, didn't they? The Irish back in the day.
Yes.
I mean, Ray Houghton, Whelan, Rooney.
They probably have always had great players.
Pasquarino, Noel Quinn,
Yeah.
fantastic player. So they've always had great players, haven't they? The Irish.
Oh no, absolutely. Roy's a coach. I was just saying that I quite enjoyed Roy's advert on telly now because he's smiling with his dog when he has a cup of coffee, you know, and it's nice to see him smile because he's so he's so animated and so serious, isn't he?
Yeah. He's, you know, I seen a great thing there during the week. Someone said, you know, you'd always say, right, you're a born winner or something like that, like, you know. And someone said to me, you're not a born winner, you're not a born loser, you're a born chooser. And you know, you look at Roy and how his drive and ambition and you know, it really drives him. And he's actually a great character, you know. When you get chatting to him, great fun.
Oh yeah.
He's
but as Ray says, you know, David O'Leary, people like that, Liam Brady, you know, you go back to some of the great players, you know, magic, absolutely. Yeah. Right, so goalkeeping.
Yes.
Paying fortunes for goalkeepers now, and all this playing out from the back. I see the Rangers manager's getting pelters at the moment. He won't change. He wants to play it from the back. Whereas I just see a wee bit now of people come to their senses. I'm not a lover of it. There's times when you can play out from the back, and there's other times it's madness, just madness for the sake of it. It really is. It's crazy.
Yes. No, totally. I think when you look at the whole idea, and I remember it was Ian Holloway that brought it to me, you know, as a goalkeeper, we were, in our day, was like, send the ball long, send the ball forward, pass out when you can.
It was usually to the wingers, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Because the wingers were usually the fullback's a little bit smaller, so you could win that the ball in the air, and then you get the second ball. And then you're playing in their half, the other team's half.
Yeah, and even for myself personally, I can only speak about myself, and people would have said, oh, to get to that next level of the Premier League, you're probably not good enough with your feet. Ian Holloway comes in and he goes, I don't believe in that 40, because if you're a professional, you must be able to pass the ball and play the ball. He said, I think that comes down to coaching and the options that coaches give the goalkeepers. And when he started to come in, he just totally transformed my game, because he started giving me, whether it was a short option, whether it was a wide option, like what you said, playing blind balls, and it just started to evolve my game.
But I think back in my days at Ipswich when I was a kid, you know, the keepers always want to play out as centre forwards or as wingers. They fancy themselves on the ball.
Yeah.
But, you know, I remember Bobby Robson saying, oi, you're here to stop the shots and come and collect crosses. That's your job.
Yeah.
Not dribbling about the box.
I'll tell you what would be interesting, David, is, you know, I think Pep Guardiola was the first one, really, wasn't he, to play out from the back with the players he had and whatever. But Donnarumma now, he don't look like he can play it from the back.
Absolutely.
I mean, he might go longer now. Will they change again? Because he could, if Guardiola starts going longer, well, other clubs go, oh, we better go longer as well. It's interesting to see what happens, really, with what happens with Donnarumma.
But David, it must drive you mad. There's so much telling on the telly now, so many games. And I just don't see the point. Dean Saunders agrees with me. You know, we watch it, and for every 20 games, once or maybe twice, you get an advantage from playing out from the back. The other 18, you're up against you're under the cosh.
Yeah, 100%. And it's that kind of mentality of the long ball and the long ball mentality. And I remember Kenny Jackett, you probably played against Kenny. And Kenny used to always say to us, he said, it's a long pass and a short pass. There is no right or wrong pass or right type of ball, you know, it's whatever works.
And Millwall doing okay at the moment, David?
Millwall are going well.
Good win at the last game against Watford.
Yes, I was there. It was a great free kick, top corner. Massive win, yeah. And
they had a really good end to the season last year, didn't they? They nearly just missed out, didn't they?
Just missed out to Burnley, wasn't it? Burnley last game of the season, and needed to win that one. And unfortunately they didn't.
People don't realise what a big club as well. You know, whenever they've got anywhere near Wembley or Wembley itself, the punters they take is frightening.
Yeah, we had the record, I think, was it 2009, 55,000 we had at Wembley. We're coming out on one side of the stadium, just completely, it's a massive club.
Yeah.
And I've gone anywhere in the world and it's mental. I've been in, like, in South America and going up lifts and different things, and people have like started pointing to their legs and they got line tattoos. And I've met Millwall fans all over the world. It's amazing.
Did you ever play Cold Blue Lane?
Yeah, I played both. Yeah. I remember Tony Adams scoring, and all the fans were coming down, and I was on the right-hand side, and I was moving inside slowly. I said to the ref, how long here? 2 minutes, 2 minutes. I'm going that way. George comes going, get back over there. I'm going, no. And then there was a massive pitch of Asia. And David Seaman running from his goal, and it was all going well. But David, this book is going to be very important. Any one story in that book?
Yeah. What outstanding stories?
2016 maybe, or what?
Any outstanding stories?
What's your favourite?
The start is a very interesting story, and it's called Welcome to Paradise. It's when we were trying to qualify for the 2016 European Championships in France, and we're playing Scotland. Up in Hampden was being redeveloped, so we had to play in Celtic Park.
Yeah.
So as a Celtic fan and obviously an Irish fan, and getting finally to play at Celtic Park, that was massive. That was amazing. Plus, it was the return to Paradise for Martin and Roy as well.
Yeah.
So it was a massive game for them as well. So there was a huge euphoria, huge build up to the game.
Bonner, of course.
Packy. And that's I speak about. It was really that save in 1990 where Packy makes that save against Romania, and we get to the quarterfinals, and that's where I was like, oh my God, what football can do for the spirit and of a nation. Yeah. And they reckon that was the start of the Celtic Tiger back in Ireland. The whole country just went. It kicked it into a different gear. So that started my love affair of I just want to play for Ireland, and luckily I got to live my dream 24 times. So
fantastic.
Yeah.
And just finally, this World Cup was Armenia who beat you, wasn't it? I'd lost the first game or something.
Yes,
or
Armenia away.
Game.
Yeah,
Armenia.
It was Hungary.
That was for me, it's a disappointment. And don't get me wrong, these sides are getting better and better, but a draw would have been a decent.
Yeah, it's funny because a lot of me mates started ringing me, and one of my mates said to me, he goes, David, he says, I've never seen an Irish team go over there. He said, I think we had amnesia. It was such a shout. And
can Ireland still qualify? Do you think they still got a big opportunity, or are they up against it now?
I do believe we're up against it now.
It's a shame because the Irish fans are brilliant.
Going away to Portugal.
Scottish, Irish, Welsh.
Yeah.
Get them all there.
Portugal away is difficult.
Yeah. They still have a chance. There's always a miracle, and they do happen. But it's going to be very, very difficult. Portugal away is going to be a tough one.
David, what's the book called again?
Being the One.
Being the One. It's out in all good bookshops now.
Well, it's coming out to the Millwall bookshop next week, and that can be bought online there, and then Charlie Burns bookstore back home in Ireland, and you can get it on Kindle version on Amazon. So
brilliant.
It's getting there.
Great talk to you.
Well, good luck, David.
Well, gentlemen, thanks for having us. That was amazing. Great to be on.
Good luck with the book, eh?
Yeah, and best of luck with the show, lads.
Cheers.
12 minutes to 8 o'clock. There you go. Brilliant. I'll have a read of that.
Yeah.
Chevy to the levee, but the levee was dry. Them good old boys were drinking whiskey and rye and singing, this'll be the day that I die. This'll be the day that I die. Now for 10 years we've been on our own. And
Classic, absolute classic. And Shaban is back with us. Shaban, what we got? He's a nice guy, by the way, David Ford.
He seems lovely. I was just speaking to his wife Adele. They're in Galway. Nice part of the world.
Oh, I've never been Galway.
Oh, great.
Never been to Galway racing. That's where I'd go. Like to go.
Need to go there. Big
Alan,
weekend.
Take a spare liver with you.
Oh, well, I'm used to that with you, Al. So.
A wee trip to Galway. A wee stag do. You go to Galway. The hen nights in Galway are excellent.
Are they?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, right, fancy that. On the west coast, isn't it?
Have a good time. Yeah, you're right.
When is the Galway racing festival? Is it after Cheltenham?
I think.
Or before
it's
Cheltenham?
after Cheltenham, but it does.
It's around that sort of March, April time, isn't it?
It coincides with one of our big meetings, I think.
Let me have a look.
But yeah.
Speak to Fordy, see if he can get you a pass.
Oh, it's Fordy now, is it?
Wow. Hi, Morning, Fordy. Nice to meet you.
All right, Fordy.
Right, talkSPORT Daily Podcast is available now. Obviously, it's the big build-up to the Ryder Cup. Our Rupert Bell is front and centre of talkSPORT Daily Podcast. He's been mingling with all the fans.
How does our producer get there, Ollie?
I know. He's wangled one there, I have to say. He is there enjoying himself. The USA or Europe, who hosts better sporting events? That's the debate in the talkSPORT Daily Podcast.
America have always been...
a bit razzmatazz, isn't it?
Yeah, but they've also... The Americans do it properly, don't they? Look, there'll be a few drunks
I will say
shouting loudmouths, but the Americans do put on...
Proper.
But when
proper
it comes to pageantry and stuff like that, we do it.
Yeah, completely agree. Rory McIlroy actually said yesterday in his press conference that the USA is the best country in the world, so fans have been debating that. He says it's the best country to live as well. He lives there.
Well, you've got everything. You don't need a passport in America, do you, when you think about it?
What do you mean?
Well, you can ski, you can sun, you can all the different parts of it. You don't need a passport.
Okay, fair enough. Also, the conversation that's been had out there, what's the harder sport, football or golf?
I would say golf.
What's harder
to make
do?
it?
Yeah.
Well, physically it was football, but golf, mentally, and plus you're on your own. I mean, as a footballer, you got loads of guys to help you. You can have a really bad game at football, where you get taken off and whatever, and you can still win a game. With golf, if you have a bad round, you're out of the competition.
It'd be interesting
mentally, innit?
Wise,
mentally.
Who how hard it is, because everyone wants to be a footballer, don't they? Not everyone wants to be a golfer.
A team game's a lot easier, Al, isn't it? Because you're getting help from other people. You could have a really poor, as I said before.
Well, yeah, but you've still got to do your bit.
You still got to train, yeah. I know that, but with golf, no one can take that shot for you.
Football,
you can't get your caddy say, "Can you take the shot for me?"
Numbers games to be a professional at the highest level is really, really
difficult. But they look after themselves as well, golfers now. I mean, they're in the gym. They're in the gym all the time now. They're doing all stretching routines.
No, they're doing mental agility and everything. It's not just fitness. They've got psychiatrists. They've got everything.
You've
Before
got that too, haven't you?
Pardon?
Mental agility.
I've got agility everywhere.
Everywhere.
Oozing agility.
He's like C3PO. That's his mental.
Here's the troops out in New
Agility.
York on their thoughts. Which the harder sport, golf or football?
I think it's the hardest sport to play well. You can give a kid a football and say kick it, and they will. You can give them a snooker cue and say, why don't you go and hit that ball, and they will. If you give a kid a golf club and a ball, they'll miss it for the first 10 times. So it's a hardest sport, I think, to actually do reasonably well.
I think golf is really a difficult sport. I think it's highly underrated, but I think there's a lot of endurance and stamina needed to do golf, and a lot of thought that goes into golf. So I would say it's a pretty tough sport, but none of them are easy.
It is for me, having played for 20 years and still can't get below an 8 handicap. But darts, snooker, don't know. I'll put it up there as one of the hardest ones.
It's a mental game, It's man versus self. That's what's harder than that?
Of course it is. Absolutely. Who said it was hard?
Yeah, you're right, really. You are playing against yourself, aren't you? When you play golf. I know you're playing with other people.
You play against the course.
Or you're playing against your handicap.
You are.
You're playing against yourself, really. I mean, I could beat you, but you still, I could have a nightmare round and that'll beat you up a little bit.
Thank you so much.
No, I'm just saying, Al, as an example. But I'm still playing against my handicap, aren't I?
What are you playing against? What are you playing off of now, Ray?
Well, it depends if I'm playing for money.
So if you're playing for money,
What's the key? That is.
what are you, 7 now?
No. 10.
10?
9, 10.
Right.
10-ish.
Get him on a prop.
What's Jamie? What's Jamie
playing
playing
on Sunningdale, see if he plays.
Is he 9?
Jamie's 9, I
Oh,
think.
very
Yeah.
good.
9. I think he was 8 before he done his
He wouldn't
leg.
play around Sunningdale.
I'm a little bit like that guy. Probably you never get lower than 8 because I don't practice enough.
Here's one for you, Shaban. Right, so a professional at Sunningdale, a professional at Wentworth or Brockett Hall, you put him on the tour, not the big one like the Ryder Cup, just a proper professional tour. Over 4 rounds, he'd probably get beat by 30 shots.
Oh, I want to say the pro at Sunningdale that day was talking about when he was 14 years old, Rory McIlroy came to stay at theirs, and Rory was 14 at the time. And I want to say the pro that day had finished something like 3 under, and Rory was 26 under.
Was he?
Yeah.
So, like,
I think
the levels then were...
Yeah.
The golf at Springfield's quite good, though.
Springfield's a great town. We love it. We love it, Ray.
Does he not hold the course record, Bart Simpson?
An easy mistake to make.
His name's Bart, yeah. Mr. Simpson.
Maybe that'll get you a shot in Sunningdale now we've talked about them so much.
That's handy.
Sunningdale is beautiful.
Ray would like to play their Sunningdale.
Whose favourite course that was? Peter Alice.
There you go.
He loves Sunningdale.
Yeah.
And his voice.
The voice of
was
golf.
magic. Brilliant. All right, Shaban. $8:00.
Superstar Breakfast preview on talkSPORT with Travis Perkins. Doing what matters for the trade. Find your local branch at travisperkins.co.uk.
Amazingly standing producer. Shut up. Still to come on talkSPORT. We're going to be joined by fans of both Blackburn and Ipswich Town after it was confirmed, oh dear, this is my team, Ipswich, but do I agree with this, that their abandoned game in the 79th minute will be replayed in full. So Ipswich were down 1-0, down to 10 men, Ray. And the rain came and the game was abandoned. Stick around for a reaction to that, and we'll be building up to what could already be a must-not-lose game for the Arsenal up at St James's Park against Newcastle on Sunday. That was a look ahead with Travis Perkins.
Superstar Breakfast preview on talkSPORT with Travis Perkins. Bricks on bricks on bricks. Over 40 million available to order with delivery to site. That's one less thing to worry about.
started with cricket, actually. Cricketers had been wearing shin pads since the 1700s. They'd been introduced not for leg protection, but instead to give batters a strategic advantage. The idea was that batters could put their leg pads in front of the wicket if they missed the ball, preventing them from being bowled out. Obviously, that all changed when the LBW rule came in, but that was the theory behind them. It was thanks to this guy that shin protection made its way over to football. Meet Samuel Widdowson. He was a cricketer and a footballer. He played for Nottingham Forest back in the late 1800s, and he wanted a way to protect his legs from nasty tackles. Apparently, he'd broken his leg in a match against Sheffield United in 1874 and wanted to stop it from happening again. Naturally, his mind drifted to his other favourite sport, where players had been wearing these pads. Story goes, Widdowson cut up his cricket pads, sewed them into his socks and popped them on before taking to the footy pitch. Ta-da! Shin pads. Like all great genius inventors, everyone took the mickey at first. To be fair, he probably looked quite stupid running around with these on. But it's thought his whole Nottingham Forest team then began wearing them from 1887, and the first known use of them in a match was in 1894, in a match between Newcastle and the then Woolwich Arsenal. Eventually, FIFA clocked on that this protection was pretty important for footballers. Multiple studies have shown wearing shin pads clearly reduces the risk of players getting lower leg injuries. And so in 1990, basically 100 years after Widdowson first put them on, shin pads were made compulsory. It became a part of Law 4 of IFAB. That's the body responsible for setting the laws of the game internationally. But the law doesn't actually specify anything about measurements of shin pads. It just says pads must be made of a suitable material and be of an appropriate size to provide reasonable protection. It's really vague, and players can get away with a lot. A lot of grassroots clubs are choosing to ban micro shin pads for obvious reasons, though, especially after a 15-year-old player from Penistone Church broke his leg while wearing them. Still no change from IFAB, though. That's why Grealish and co can still get away with these ones, which are no bigger than a credit card and which seem to offer little to no protection whatsoever.
What a song.
Ed taking the mickey.
Oh, God.
That is Ed taking...
Where was we when we put this on? And...
Poor Russell Martin, he's slaughtering him, Ed. Honestly. Do you know feelings, Ed? Unbelievable.
Hey, that helped.
What? What's that?
Neil Walnut.
What about him?
He's on the telly, on the phone to
Rangers?
Fitzpatrick.
Oh.
There we go, look.
Oh, of course he is, yeah. I thought he'd be on the phone to Ibrox. This is talkSPORT Breakfast. Alan Brazil, Ray Parlour and Alan
That's a good
Clark.
shout as it goes, isn't it?
Get the UK's best used car deals guaranteed. Another night to forget for Russell Martin as Rangers fell to defeat in the first Europa League match against the Belgians. Ghent. Belgium side had a goal ruled out, missed a penalty and rubbed salt in the wounds. Rangers' Mohamed Diame was sent off for a rash challenge just before half-time. I have no problem with that. I've seen the challenge and it was out of order. It's now just one win from 7 for Russell. I wonder if the man John is now could do any better, maybe alongside old Daichi, old Neil. Super Ali joins us now. Ali, very good morning.
Morning, Ali.
Oh, no.
He does it every time.
He's done it.
He's under the tunnel.
He's winding you up, Ed.
He's over the driving range getting ready for your day.
He's winding you up, Ed. Ali, are you there? Oh, dear. He's looking for brown sauce for his square sausage. Because I'm going to see him later on.
No, it's going to
Glen Eagles.
Who else is playing today, Al?
John Hewitt, remember, scored the European Cup final?
Yeah.
He's playing.
It'd be lovely, wouldn't it?
Michelle's dealt with him.
You've got to get a buggy and go around the course and have a look at some of the
If I get there in time, honestly.
Well, you're going to get there, what, about 3:30? How far is it from the airport?
An hour or something like that.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. So, but I'll be there for this evening's.
That's the best bit.
Yeah, but it'll be great. I've got a lot of old friends going there. Right, is Ali there now? Right. Well, what do you mean no? He's either there, isn't he? You know what I mean?
He's on the driving range.
Oh.
I bet you he's going to win today.
Do you know what? Talking about Neil Warnock, Neil would take that job.
Well, he loves Rangers, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does.
Yeah. I mean, he just pops up on the telly.
You know, he'd get right into them as well.
Yeah, of
Neil.
course he would. Neil, well, it's whether Neil wants to do it. That's the big question. He might be enjoying his life now.
Yeah. Oh no. I think that pool of
Rangers
up there,
massive, isn't it? Massive pool for him.
I think he would do it. I'm not sure he'll admit it to us, but I think he would.
Yeah,
you know, I do.
There's no doubt about that.
You're out later on with Martin and Mercer.
Yeah, I'm this afternoon.
Don't you be winding Martin up?
No, Martin would be great. I love Martin. So we'll be doing a bit of speaking later on. So over at Grosvenor.
Oh, nice.
That'd be a nice afternoon. Couple of, bit of liquid lunch out.
How come you would ask me the best way to go there? I'm from Glasgow and you're from Romford.
Well, I'm thinking, what should I get? Do you know what? I should get in a cab, but it takes so long.
Jubilee line.
Takes so long. That's what I'm saying. You get more trains than me.
Swifty and Langens up to Park Lane.
Oh, Langens, Al. We ain't been there for a while, have we?
It's all right. Yeah, that's good.
You been up there
lately?
Yeah. Oh, you have to take me next time.
Yeah, that's good.
But I'm going to be there this afternoon, so we'll just have a bit of fun with the punters, have a bit of a laugh, Al.
What a life you've got.
No, well, I'd rather be going Glen Eagles if you. And I would have been if it wasn't down with this lunch. You asked me, and I went, I've already got something on. But I would have been coming straight to City Airport with you, Al, after the show, definitely.
Right, to Arsenal. Let's talk Arsenal, shall we? A huge game coming up this Sunday afternoon as Arsenal take a trip up to St James's Park.
Well, there are atmospheres, and then there is St James's Park.
He's beyond the defender, he's into the area, Martinelli scores!
Won it back again inside the area, and Gordon could finish it here. He does! The Newcastle fans are roaring. It's happening again. They're beating Arsenal again.
He's been given all the amounts of money. You cannot make the case that Arsenal are a good side. You have to make the case now that Arsenal are Premier League winning side.
I don't like the 5-point gap already. That is a little bit of a concern. I guess we just have to really power through.
Comes back out, whacked in beautifully by Zubamendi. What a finish on the volley from the edge of the D. Full-time whistle has been blown. It's Arsenal 1, Manchester City 1.
It's about winning again and creating another good moment for us, consistency.
A third goalless draw of the season for Eddie Howe's Newcastle in the league.
But this is the part now where we have to see how good he is as a man manager.
So, Ray, what if this was to happen, right? And it could happen. I'm not saying it will. Palace beat Liverpool, Newcastle beat Arsenal, and Spurs beat Wolves. Spurs are right up there. Can you believe it after last year?
No, not at all. I mean, I think they made that big decision during the summer. I think they've got an excellent manager in Thomas Frank. He's done a great job at Brentford. And they said, look, we want that man. And that's why they probably had to make the move on Ange to obviously he's back in the
Even
Premier
a
League.
draw for Arsenal and Tottenham win. Tottenham go above you.
Yeah, but it's early days, Al. I mean, I thought the first 6 games were always very difficult for Arsenal. We knew that on paper. Yeah. And then suddenly you got a run of games then. What no games give me, really, in the Premier League. But they're winnable games, if you like. Newcastle away is a real tough one. We all know that. You know, they had Man City at home. It's always a tough game, Man City. I don't care if they're having a bad time or not. It's still, you got Haaland, Foden coming to, and that was always going to be a difficult game. You had Liverpool away. It's always going to be a difficult game. Man United, with a rivalry between both clubs. So it was always going to be a hard start. But
what did you make of the Arsenal game against City? City are getting back, aren't they? Haaland, apart from his goals, he's looking angry, mean.
I mean, once he was through, once he was in front of Gabriel, he was never getting back.
Yeah,
Gabriel, and his finishing ability. He just passed it into the net, into the corner.
But midfield,
and then after that, I think Arsenal didn't create loads of chances. They had a lot of the ball, and they've sat so deep, didn't they, Man City? You know, they tried to just see it out. They'd be more disappointed than Arsenal, probably.
Yeah.
As much as I was disappointed that I thought, Arsenal need to get 3 points today. But with the circumstances of the game itself, I mean, to let a goal in with 2 or 3, 4 minutes to go, they'd be kicking themselves.
Ray, I think you need Odegaard. I know he was getting stick. People are saying he's not the same player. I think you badly need
Oh, he's
Odegaard.
a top player, Odegaard. And look, there's so many options now for Mikel Arteta. And I can see what the people are saying. Well, he's been backed. He's got his striker. He's brought some unbelievable players in. Madawaki's come in, done all right. He's done really well. He's got Eze last minute. Zuba Mendy's come in. You've got some good players coming into the club during the summer. But now, again, it's all about winning something now. That's the next step for Arsenal. Is trying to win a
Because
trophy.
Liverpool haven't exactly been brilliant. You know,
Well, that's a sign of a good team, though.
Yeah.
When you're not playing to your best, but they've won every game, Al.
They're the team to beat again.
Yeah, of course they are. I think whoever comes above Liverpool this year wins the league. There's no doubt.
Chelsea, you know,
bit hit and miss.
Will be up there top 4.
Yeah,
top
they
5,
could have a say in who wins it. There's no doubt about that. I don't think they probably ain't going to win it this year. But Man City will be the same. They'll have a say in who wins it, whether they've got consistency enough to.
And Newcastle, Ray. I almost felt the last game there was, we'll take a point here. Well, I'm like, you got to go and win them games if you're going to challenge.
Yeah. Well, look, Newcastle top 4 will be a great season for them again. They'll be looking to try and get that top 4.
Not higher than that, the ambition.
Well, they've just lost their best player, haven't they? I mean, Isak. I know they brought a couple of strikers in to replace him, but Isak was the one who you really wanted to keep him if you could, which they tried to do. In the end, they had to leave him because the players have got all the power now.
Yeah.
So look, if I'm sure every Newcastle fan, if they can get top 4 this season, they would be delighted with that. And then you've got to build again and try and challenge. It's always going to be difficult. Look, what happens if Spurs do get that takeover? And they do get sold, and then suddenly they're big players then.
Yeah.
You know, the money coming into the club and whatever. So that's why it's
At the back,
great.
Arsenal are great though. Saliba new contract as well.
A lot of the as much as it's great seeing players coming into the club from other clubs, you want to keep your best players as well. That is so important, and that's what Newcastle tried to do with Isak. Didn't work.
Gabriel,
you've got to tie your players down to 5-6 years contract. You can't let them get down to 1 and 2 years contracts left because they will go on a free transfer. It happened with Nasri. It happened with Van Persie back in the day. You just can't do that no more. As soon as it gets to 2 or 3 years and you know they're going to be big players going forward for the club, you've got to sign them up big deals. 5-6 year deals because you've got to replace them. And to replace them in this market now, every player's 60 million plus out.
Yeah.
So to give him more money over a 5-6 year period, you might as well do that because you're saving money in the long run.
Well, your defence in the Invincibles was brilliant, but this, they're building up to have.
Well, you always got to have a good defence. I mean, if you don't concede too many goals, you've always got a chance. And with the flair players they've got going forward, they're always going to create chances. As I go back to Arsene Wenger, when he first turned up at Arsenal, he was very lucky because he had the best. I call them the best back 6 because you've got David Seaman, Nigel Winterburn, Lee Dixon, Steve Bold, Tony Adams, and Martin Keown.
You've only mentioned Martin because you're talking him later.
No. Always mention Martin because he's part of that back 6. I call him. I know they got the famous back 4, but I call him a back 6 because Dave Seaman was a goalkeeper who kept half of them out.
He's going to knock him. Right, I've got a break, Ray. We're going to talk Ipswich Town. We've got Coral coming up, and we'll talk rugby as well, and back to the Ryder Cup. 17 after 8. 8:22. This is talkSPORT Breakfast with Ray Parlour. Right now, let's crack on for the latest odds with Coral, and here comes Mr. Simon Clare.
The Coral Daily Download on talkSPORT with Coral. We're here for the fans this season. 18 plus, gambleaware.org.
Simon, good morning. How are we, Simon?
Morning, Simon.
I am very good, Ray. Al, good to speak to you. Good to see you.
Simon, just a quick one on yesterday's Newmarket before we crack on with Ryder Cup.
Yeah, listen, to be honest, it largely passed me by. Is that funny? Did you watch it?
No. That's why I'm asking you.
Oh, no, listen, I'm looking forward rather than back, as they say. But listen, today's Newmarket card is fantastic. We got loads of listed quality races. Burdett Road, that popular jumper, is running in the 3:35, the Godolphin section. I think he won that race last year. And a fantastic 2-year-old called Tulane in the Shadwell colours of Sheikh Hissa. Owen Burrows trains that. Of course, Jim Crowley would have ridden this lovely 2-year-old. I think he's back home. He was quoted as saying, thanking everyone for the messages. But I think he broke the fibula and the tibia in one of his legs, his pelvis. He had internal bleeding, but he's absolutely pledged he'll be back riding as soon as he possibly can. These guys are made of iron. But yeah, he'll be watching Tulane. It's a 2-year-old running in the 225 Rockfell Stakes Group 2. He'll be gutted not to ride her, but if she was to win, he knows she'll be a Guineas horse for next year, so almost to come back to.
I might be down. Is it next week or the week after the sales? I might be down in Tattersalls. I love a day down there, our morning down there. It's brilliant.
Yeah, it's 2 weeks' time because we have our York Coral Sprint Trophy up at York, obviously, which will be fantastic. But it's the same meeting as the double header with the Dewhurst and the Cesarewitch on the Saturday, so it's a really good 3-day
brilliant.
So,
Simon, right, so we're going to crack on with Beth Page. I fancy a draw today. I fancy 2-2. I think there's some great pair-ups here. I'm praying that Fleetwood and McIlroy can win their game, and I'm hoping Hatton and Ram can win the opener. And then the other two, well, they're all tight. They're all tight, but I'll take 2-2.
Yeah, listen, it's very tight. I worked out if you backed 4-0 on either side, if you know what I mean, it's about 22-1 for the Europeans to win 4-0, and it's about 19-1 for the Americans. It just shows you that almost the odds say the Americans mildly, tiny, slight favorites. But if you look through them, I mean, the first match is the cracker. It's 11-10 each of two. DeChambeau and Thomas. Justin Thomas got a great record in the Ryder Cup against Hatton and Rahm.
But is he playing that well, Thomas? I've been watching a lot of golf lately because I've had little bets. But I'm not sure he is at the top of his game, whereas I look at Hatton and Rahm, I think they're playing better.
I mean, listen, that's what I mean. Listen, I think we're all cheering on Team Europe. I think I'll have a few quid on Europe, just for the sport. And you have
Ray has it. This turncoat is back to Yanks.
he bets with his head, not his heart. Oh, Ray.
Yeah, no, look, I hope the Europeans win, but I've gone with you.
Don't give me that rubbish.
Got to pay for my holiday out.
We got Scheffler and Henley. They're 4-6 to beat Fitzpatrick and Abre, and then McIlroy and Fleetwood the same price, 4-6 to beat Morikawa and English, and then it's marginal favourite Schauffele and Cantlay against McIntyre and Hovland. So brilliant foursomes. There's some good stats about this. That I think in the last few Riders' Cups have been quite one-sided. The home side has dominated the opening foursome. So for Europe to do well at this, you really do believe they need to get a 2-2 or even 2.5, 1.5 wouldn't be a disaster if they were to go a point behind. But they cannot afford to get off to a bad start.
No.
Europe, with all the the atmosphere will be brilliantly hostile, if you know what I mean. It'll be great, but it'll be tough for the Europeans in that regard. But I think we've got a good team. Only one player. It's amazing. Only one player different from the last victory in Rome, which is incredible.
I cannot wait. Football, Premier League, Newcastle, Arsenal. Now this for me, for the Arsenal, is a big, big game.
I'm going up there. I'm going up there to see it.
Lovely.
John Waterworth, who owns lots of lovely horses like the Changing Man at the Tizzards, is a season ticket holder up there, and he's kindly invited me to join him up there. And actually, he kindly invited me last year for the away leg of the Caribou Cup, Ray, when we were 2-0 down and got completely outplayed at St James's Park. So I really enjoyed the atmosphere, but not the result.
No.
I mean, I'm hoping this will be different. Obviously, John Waterworth won't be, but we're 5-4 favourites to win away from home St James Park. 5-2 the draw, 5-2 Newcastle. I'm not sure I'd be, lumping on at 5-4, Ray. Would you?
No. Don't lose the game. That's the big key.
Really.
All eyes will be on Selhurst Park as well. Crystal Palace against Liverpool. Crystal Palace have had a great start as well. Again, lost Eze, but he seems to always keep getting results, and they're top side. So that's a difficult one. But the early game's interesting as well. 12:30 game. Simon, Brentford v Manchester United. You got Burmo going back there, and it's how do you call this one?
It's even money, Man United. Even money, short price, isn't it? I mean, I know Brentford are struggling a bit, and they're 11-4 for relegation. Brentford, Man United is 7-2 for a top 4, so that gives you some of the relative. Even money. Would you fancy them? Or
I don't think I would go even money.
Before the draw.
I would look the draw.
No, I think even money could be value, and also, what about Tottenham Wolves? Tottenham heavy odds on favourite.
2's on Tottenham. Absolutely, Wolves struggling. 5-1 Wolves away from home. Wolves now the second favourites for relegation, which is they're 1-2 to go down now. It's been a tough, terrible start for Wolves. After saying that, I saw them play against Man City. They played really well against City about 3 games ago. So, it's the Premier League's been bonkers this year.
Tonight as well, Sam, and the Baggies against Leicester. Now there's you don't get much better in the Championship than this one.
No, exactly. It's a big game. This West Brom are 9-2 for promotion. Leicester 7-2. There's a few teams in front of them, so this is a big game for both. West Brom are 5-4. To win at home tonight. So the 8 o'clock kickoff. Leicester 2-1, 9-4 the draw. I think I've talked about it many times. We're the betting partner of Birmingham City, and actually, we had the CEO Jeremy was up, and Craig Gardner, the director of racing, were up with the League One Championship in our Stratford office and talking about Birmingham's promotion charge. They're 2-1 for promotion. They're playing Coventry. They're away to Frank Lampard's Coventry tomorrow in the 12:30 kickoff. So we'll be cheering on Birmingham.
Well, it's hosted by Casper the Friendly Ghost. Mr. Hills?
I heard you digging them out yesterday. I'm always in the dark and the gloom, although I'm brightly lit today. And poor old John Hill being called Casper McCullum. Honestly, the Rochdale Cowboy, he doesn't deserve this.
And we're going to talk about Ipswich in a minute and Blackburn. And Ipswich, they can't be still favourites
They are still. I know Alan Carney has 7-2 favourites for promotion to win the title.
That's amazing, isn't it? Really?
I'm amazed.
5-6
Listen, I hope you're right. They're my team. Simon, last one, Cambridgeshire. Big race, big betting race. Open?
Yeah, it is wide open, although Simon and Ed Crisford's horse Treble T have been really well backed into 9-2 favouritism. So,
was he placed last year?
I think he was. You're very good at this, Al, aren't you? He's got a fantastic chance. I mean, it's a very big, wide open race. I'm surprised you don't have a runner in it. You seem to have runners in every other major race this season.
Simon, it's a great weekend of sport. Don't go far. Sit down, watch. I can't wait for today.
Don't go far. He's going Newcastle.
I know, but I've got it today.
Exactly. I'm going to be watching the golf today and tomorrow. And then go
absolutely.
On Sunday,
and where is Steve-O, by the way? Where is he?
Steve was in the office yesterday. He's actually been working quite hard. You wouldn't believe.
I must have a row.
Well, it's a one day in the office job,
Did Mrs. Stevens did?
He's doing well. She seems quite happy. It's quite surprising.
Whispering Angel, Al.
I know. Yeah.
Whispering Angel. That's a secret. Can't beat it.
Simon, brilliant. Thank you, Simon. That was a look at the latest sporting odds. All thanks to good friends at Coral. Don't forget 18 plus gambleaware.org. Gambleaware.org. Coming up to 8:30.
The Coral Daily Download on talkSPORT with Coral. We're here for the fans this season. 18 plus gambleaware.org.
wondered why Erling Haaland scores a hat-trick instead of just 3 goals? Why Darwin Núñez is said to have missed a sitter rather than just missing an easy shot? Or why on earth defenders are said to park the bus? Let's break down some of our favourite football cliches. First, let's talk hat-tricks. The term comes from cricket.
5 minutes to 9 o'clock. talkSPORT Breakfast Friday morning with Ray Parlour. And Arnold Clark gets £750 off any used electric car or home charger. Now the 45th Ryder Cup gets underway in less than, 4 hours' time? One man who's been soaking up the atmosphere as well as giving us a sneak peek at some of the holes is talkSPORT's Rupert Ding Dong Bell. Let's find out what he's been getting up to so far.
I know which team this group of people tucking in to wholesome American food here. There it is. Burger, dill pickle, cheeseburger. Hot dog. That's well eaten. The most important thing. Good lady, your name is?
Deborah.
Deborah. I was married to a Deborah once. Anyway, anyway, that's another story. How much did this fine thing set you back?
$19 plus a tip.
Right. Now, the thing...
It's not cold.
And your team are obviously going to get an absolute shellacking by the Europeans this week.
That's what we've been told by the last radio place that interviewed us.
Well, the par 5 fourth hole is not for the faint-hearted. You need a good tee shot, and then the green is protected by a slope that is like the north face of the Eiger, which Alan Brazil would roll back down like Humpty Dumpty. It's probably going to take players 3 shots to get there if they've got their A game with them. And I mean 3 shots, not the 3 shots that Ray Parlour likes, which are those infamous Cobra shots. You don't need to be drinking them here. I know people know I like red wine, a.k.a. the Malbec Monster. I am now going to try and see whether it's any good. American beer has a reputation to be as weak as you-know-what. So here we go. This is the Michelob Ultra Superior Light Beer. Never had one of these before. It's cold, which is an advantage. That's bland as anything. Well, the par 4 11th hole is 435 yards, and there is more sand on this hole than Ray Parlour has in his bathing trunks when on holiday. And there are massive bunkers, not too dissimilar to the size of Alan Brazil Head. And looking at the greens, well, they'll be keen to hide the pin positions, just as Alan's wife Jill is keen to hide the Whispering Angel.
Nice one, Rupert.
Is it good form, Rupert?
It was in good form, but the problem was Rupert, when he was married to Deborah, his nickname was Small Dog, not Hot Dog. And when he got too close to a colleague, he got in a pickle.
Oh, definitely. Well done, El.
Right. Enjoy, Rupert.
And Ollie's out there as well, isn't he?
Yeah, is he?
Ollie's out there.
Or Ollie. I
Yeah,
thought
yeah.
Ollie Bell.
No, Ollie's out there.
Yeah, Ollie Bell can't be Rupert's son, can he? He's too pretty and he's too clever. He's intelligent, isn't he? It cannot be Rupert's boy.
Oh, yeah, Ollie said he's been having too many red wines in the evening. He gets hammered.
Well, he does get hammered.
Rupert, he looks hammered there.
Yeah, well, wait till he sees a tyre tomorrow. There'll be red wine stains. He blames it on the wind.
Oh, don't.
Talks about breakfast with Alan Brazil Ray Parlour. Right, here we go. Rupert Bell, thank you. New York, listen, it's a great little trip. And he is in good form. It's good to hear Rupert like that. And a reminder, the latest episode of the talkSPORT Daily is available now as talkSPORT's Rupert Bell is joined in New York City by US golf journalist Matt Adams to debate who does sporting events better than the USA or Europe. It's a good one because I think in terms of enjoying yourself, the Americans do it proper,
I
don't
think
they?
the Americans.
Yeah, they do.
Look, we do it well as well, the Europeans.
Yeah.
But I think Americans...
in Rome was great. My little friend Stevie looked after us brilliantly.
Yeah, I mean, they do... I went to the Sophie Stadium. They've got a telly around the middle.
Oh, it's brilliant, isn't it?
$100 million, that telly.
Yeah. Yeah, well, look, they're
more adverts going around. There's games going on.
Times more of the population of Britain, something like that.
It's huge, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's a huge place.
You can have your say in that this morning. Okay, who does it better, USA or Europe in terms of corporate entertainment? Be giving us a call, 03717 223344. Tune into the talkSPORT app or wherever you get your podcast from right now. Now, we're going to take a dip into the AFL, not tonight, but after Blackburn Rovers were told they must replay a championship game in full with Ipswich Town after the match was called off due to waterlogged pitch in the 80th minute at Ewood Park on Saturday due to incredible heavy rain. Rovers were 1-0 up and Ipswich were down to 10 men. Todd Cantwell's goal for Blackburn, he played for Norwich before, didn't he, will no longer stand as the match has been replayed, but Ipswich's Jacob Greaves, who was sent off in the initial game, will still serve his suspension and won't be involved in the replay. But do Ipswich get 11 players in the replay, or are they back down to 10?
Well, I think they'll get 11, won't they?
We'll have to find. I think so.
They'll get 11.
Yeah, they get 11, but not the guy who sent off Greaves.
No.
Let's get both sides' perspectives on this. A very good morning to Blackburn fan Rob Young and Ipswich Town supporter Alex Mitchell. Rob, let's go first. Rob, how do you feel cheated here, Rob? 80 minutes, you're 1-0 up, Ipswich down to 10. Do you feel cheated?
I feel it's a bit of an unfair decision. I feel like we played 80 minutes of football and now it's kind of just been disregarded because of this decision. But ultimately, it is completely predictable in lieu of any official EFL rules for this sort of thing. It's disappointing from a point of view of a Blackburn fan, but we're just going to have to accept it and ensure we get the job done when the replay happens.
Yeah, Alex, Town are still favourites to win the championship, which surprises me a little, losing two of our probably best players. But look, that's the way the bookies are. They don't get it wrong too often. How do you feel, Alex? We're a bit fortunate here, in all honesty.
I think that, yes, it's an unfortunate situation, especially from the Blackburn side. 80 minutes were played, but we can't forget the 15 minutes before that were pretty farcical. The pitch was really, really struggling even before that. Yes, it was the 80th minute. There's going to be extra time. There was a break because the ref's tech stopped working. You're talking another 10 minutes of added time, probably. So it's not just this 10 minutes that gets floated about. Yes, we have come out on the lucky side of that. I do get it. And I don't quite understand how Greaves can be suspended. That stands, but obviously Cantwell's goal doesn't. I do find that a bit odd, but I suppose there has to be some sort of law for, I don't know if there was a violent conduct or something. That can't just be written off, I suppose. So I guess they have to stay consistent. But there's nowhere in the laws that suggests that Blackburn should have got 3 points, or that there was even chat about just the final 10 minutes being played. I mean, that would have been unprecedented in England.
Yeah.
You cannot replicate the circumstances of that game that happened last Saturday. The subs, the weather, it all had an effect on the game itself. So unfortunately for Blackburn, in this situation, I think the only result could be a replay, and that's eventually after 4 days where the EFL got to.
Well, the only problem you're going to have at the end of the season, if Blackburn miss out by 2 points or something like that for the playoffs or automatic promotion, everybody will be looking back at that game, won't they?
They will. Yeah, I hear what you're saying. They will say, oh, well, they should have had those points there. But what about the other 45 games? That you drop points throughout the season. I do hear what you're saying. They will come back to this moment. But the game wasn't played in full.
When did the guy get sent off? What
49th minute, I think.
So,
like
do you think this would be fair, that they have to take a player off in the 49th minute of the replay?
It just doesn't happen, does it?
I know it doesn't happen, but look, it's fair then, isn't it?
Yeah, we're not going to change it. Let me ask Alex. Alex, Blackburn so far, I'm looking at the table, 18th, Blackburn, 17th, Ipswich, same points as well. So disappointing starts for Blackburn and Ipswich. Alex, what's the problem with Blackburn so far? Just 6 games gone? No, 5 games gone.
It rains too much, Al, that's why.
Sorry.
Rob, back to you. Yeah. Sorry, Rob.
You say, where's it gone wrong for Blackburn so far?
So far, yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't say it's gone particularly badly at all. I think we had a bit of a slow start, but we've picked up a couple of very good away wins. We're on course to beat, as you said, the title-winning favourites. So I don't think it's particularly gone wrong. We've had a complete turnover of players this season. We've lost a lot of very good, influential championship experience in the likes of Lewis Travis and Callum Britton. At the same time, we've brought some astute signings. We've brought in Andre Johnson, Ryder Johnson's son. We've brought in a couple of other attackers. We've basically replaced the players who had left, but for albeit slightly cheaper but decent alternatives. And it's the model that Blackburn are attempting to do now. It's a bit of a buying model. We find these rough gems, dust them up, have them play a few good years for us, then sell them on. And that's the way Blackburn are. And if we want to be that kind of club, we need to be a selling club.
Yeah.
We look at the likes of Brighton and Brentford, that's where Blackburn will be. It was. I mean, I will admit, when we sold Dominic Hyam to Wrexham with 3 hours to go on deadline day, that was a bit of an odd decision. But ultimately, the guy wasn't signing a new contract, and we were offered, I think, $2.5 million for him.
Yeah, and Alex, from an Ipswich point of view, as I said, the bookies still make his favourites. Can you see why at the moment, or it's not been too exciting so far?
No, I get it. When you look at our squad on paper, obviously the money that was spent last year when we got promoted, you look at it's a bit of a championship super team with the goals you've got from Smodix, Akpom. I mean, it can go all around the team and it looks strong. But the amount of change we've had over the summer from the relegation has been way more than I think any Ipswich fan expected. The likes of Morsey, who was so key on and off the pitch, leaving, Chaplin, Broadhead, Wolfenden, these players that were all part of that back-to-back promotion have left, and it's a bit of a new start for McKenna and this squad. He's got to try and make them gel quickly. I was worried even before the Sheffield United game. I thought it's too soon still for this new squad. And then we went and won 5-0, and we obviously showed a glimpse of what we can be. There is talent there. It's just, can McKenna get it to gel? And if it clicks now, I mean, yeah, there's still a long way to go. There's 40 games.
Yeah.
But you're right, it has been a slow start. We weren't creating many chances. We weren't conceding many chances. But hopefully after that Sheffield United result, the 5-0, we can kick on. But obviously then we went to Blackburn, and it just looked, when you saw the conditions, it just didn't feel like this is going to be a game where we're going to turn up today. And obviously we were 1-0 down.
Yeah.
And then we got the saving grace.
All right, guys. Well, let's see what happens.
Cheers, guys. Good luck.
Thank you, and good luck, both of you. Obviously, Ipswich is my team, so good luck, guys.
Home tomorrow,
Sheffield United, no points. Can you believe that?
I got one in there.
United. I've got none here.
Have you?
No, none.
They drew last week. I'm sure they did.
Was that not in a cup or?
Oh well. Yeah, we'll have to look at the table in a minute.
But what I do know is Wednesday and United both struggling. Right, so is a replay unfair on Blackburn? Probably, to be honest.
Really.
Being honest.
Yeah.
8:47. Seven minutes before 9 o'clock, talkSPORT Breakfast, Ray Parlour with me. And away from the Ryder Cup just for now in the Premier League this weekend, it shouldn't be forgotten that the Gallagher Premiership of Rugby is back. The new season gets underway tonight with Harlequins hosting last season's champions Bath and Sarries travelling up to Newcastle, Red Bulls. Delighted to say John is now build up to his Sarries and England hooker Jamie George. Jamie, a very good morning, Jamie.
Morning, Jamie.
Morning all. I'm happy to talk about the Ryder Cup if you prefer.
You like your golf, Jamie, yeah?
Big fan, yeah.
It's going to be great.
The TV all weekend.
Well, just before we get into the rugby then, the first, the Friday foursomes, Deschambault and Thomas against Hatton and Ram, I think that's so tight. Obviously, Rory playing with Tommy Fleetwood against English and Morikawa. I fancy Fleetwood and McIlroy there. And the other two are very, very open. Oberg, Fitzpatrick against Henley Scheffler and Cantley Scheffler against Hovland McIntyre. The history tells us the first day, the first morning is very, very important. Do you think we can just get noses in front, Jamie?
Yeah, I actually like the look of the standings, to be honest. Like, I think you've got to back Rory and Tommy Fleetwood. But like when you look at the lineups, I'm really optimistic, and there's been a lot of chat about sort of going away and winning there. I think this is as good an opportunity as Europe are ever going to get.
Yeah. Right, on to your game, Jamie. Pre-season disrupted a little bit with the Lions too. Looking ahead to the season, finished 6th last season. Can you do better this year?
Yeah, we need to. It was a poor year for us last year, really, to be completely honest. We hold ourselves to a higher standard than that. First time in a long time that we hadn't finished in the top 4 and given ourselves a chance in the playoffs. And, we've had a good pre-season. I've only been in for a couple of weeks, but the boys are looking sharp. And, we're hoping to get off to a good start against Newcastle tonight.
Yeah, just looking at it, it's such a tough sport. We looked at the Lions tour, and does it really make a big difference, Jamie, when you miss that pre-season? I know you've been playing and you've been going all through the summer, but you want to be around your teammates as well during that pre-season.
Yeah, it is difficult. It is disruptive. I'm not going to lie. I guess the other side of the coin is that we need to get a break. It is a physical sport. It's tough on the body. So we were given 5 weeks, 6 weeks off, which is complete rest, which is great. We've got another couple of weeks. The guys on the Lions tour have got another couple of weeks before we can play. But yeah, you'd like to think that in those next couple of weeks we'll be able to contribute in any way that we can. And it's nice to be back around the boys, and there's a good feeling at the club at the minute for sure.
And I'm sure the boys are excited with Owen Farrell being back.
How can you not be? The guy's one of the best players ever to play for England, the sport potentially, and he's come back in a really good headspace. He's a really intelligent guy who's come in, and he was certainly missed last year. We saw that. I think we probably, that old saying, like, you don't know what you got till it's gone. But now he's back, so that's great news, and he's looked really sharp. He had his injury troubles over in France, but he looks fit and looks ready to go, and that's a massive bonus for us.
Jamie, any dark horses this year that can push the top guys?
I think there's a lot, to be completely honest. I think the best thing about the Premiership last year was how tight it all was. And I think that it's going to be very similar this year. I like the look of Gloucester, even though they had a tough night last night at Sale. Sale haven't won the Prem in a long time, but they're building a really, really strong squad. And with the likes of George Ford in their team, they're always going to be there or thereabouts. So, maybe we're a dark horse this year, having finished 6th. So hopefully we'll be in the mix.
Brilliant. Jamie, good luck. I know you got it.
Good luck, Jamie.
Good luck. Thanks for joining us. Thank you.
Cheers, guys.
Good luck for the season. There you go, Jamie George. It's now the Prem, by the way, the Gallagher Prem.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah, rebranding. Okay, coming up 3 minutes to 9 o'clock. What we got coming up? We've got plenty, by the way.
Well, the Ryder Cup now. That's what's coming up.
We'll try and get Ali.
TalkSPORT with Benchmarks Kitchens and Joinery. Get trade prices on kitchens to suit all styles and budgets at Benchmarks.
Yeah, we got Danny Willett coming up, Sam Madaface, Rio Ferdinand coming up as well. So a big hour this Friday morning.
He had a brilliant last week, little Sam. Oh,
did he?
Gone shooting into the league.
Well, he's called us 3 times. I'm losing my screen. I was wondering why. I thought, is he calling off? No, he's clearly excited.
No, he's excited.
That's coming next on TalkSport.
Superstar Breakfast preview on TalkSport with Travis Perkins. With 250 hire branches nationwide, it's easy to hire at Travis Perkins.
Shin pads are a footballer's best friend, even if players like Jack Grealish do wear such small ones you can barely even see them. But what's the story with shin pads, and are there any rules on how big they should be? It all started with cricket, actually. Cricketers had been wearing shin pads since the 1700s. They'd been introduced not for leg protection, but instead to give batters a strategic advantage. The idea was that batters could put their leg pads in front of the wicket if they missed the ball, preventing them from being bowled out. Obviously, that all changed when the LBW rule came in, but that was the theory behind them. It was thanks to this guy that shin protection made its way over to football. Meet Samuel Widdowson. He was a cricketer and a footballer. He played for Nottingham Forest back in the late 1800s, and he wanted a way to protect his legs from nasty tackles. Apparently, he'd broken his leg in a match against Sheffield United in 1874 and wanted to stop it from happening again. Naturally, his mind drifted to his other favourite sport, where players had been wearing these pads. Story goes, Widdowson cut up his cricket pads, sewed them into his socks and popped them on before taking to the footy pitch. Ta-da! Shin pads. Like all great genius inventors, everyone took the mickey at first. To be fair, he probably looked quite stupid running around with these on. But it's thought his whole Nottingham Forest team then began wearing them from 1887, and the first known use of them in a match was in 1894, in a match between Newcastle and the then Woolwich Arsenal. Eventually, FIFA clocked on that this protection was pretty important for footballers. Multiple studies have shown wearing shin pads clearly reduces the risk of players getting lower leg injuries. And so in 1990, basically 100 years after Widdowson first put them on, shin pads were made compulsory. It became a part of Law 4 of IFAB. That's the body responsible for setting the laws of the game internationally. But the law doesn't actually specify anything about measurements of shin pads. It just says pads must be made of a suitable material and be of an appropriate size to provide reasonable protection. It's really vague, and players can get away with a lot. A lot of grassroots clubs are choosing to ban micro shin pads for obvious reasons, though, especially after a 15-year-old player from Penistone Church broke his leg while wearing them. Still no change from IFAB, though. That's why Grealish & Co can still get away with these ones, which are no bigger than a credit card and which seem to offer little to no protection whatsoever.
Coming up 9:05, this is talkSPORT Breakfast with Alan Brazil Ray Parlour and our good friends at Arnold Clark. Get the UK's best used car deals guaranteed. Now, still to come between now and 10. We're also going to be joined by six-time Premier League champion Rio Ferdinand to react to his interview with Wayne Rooney earlier this week, as well as finding out if it's win or bust for Ruben Amorim away at Brentford, live on talkSPORT tomorrow evening. But first, the waiting is nearly over, and we can't wait. It's going to be magic. The 45th Ryder Cup is just a few hours away.
We understand that it's going to be a big challenge, but I'm very excited about my team, the form we have coming into this.
Please make some noise for the winners of the 2023 Ryder Cup, led on by their captain, Luke Donald. It's Team Europe!
You can go wherever you want with all the detail. The bottom line is, can the players perform in a hostile environment?
And Europe has pulled off the improbable, the lone miracle of Medina.
Making the team is not the trophy. You know, it's not a participation award. It's a nice thing to say you've done, but really, when you represent your team, you want to be able to win the thing.
I catch myself every now and then looking down the fairway, seeing the guys walk down the fairway and think how badly I'd want to do that. But I feel like I've been called for a bigger cause here.
If you have those experiences that you remember for the rest of your life, that's worth more than a couple $100,000 in the back of your pocket.
Oh, yes. So all gets underway at 12:10 in the foursomes and kicks off with an absolute cracker, Deschambault and Thomas against Tyrrell Hatton and John Ram. Then it's Scheffler, love him, and Russell Henley against Oberg and Matt Fitzpatrick, of course. Following them is Harris English and Morikawa against Europe's dream team of Rory and Tommy Fleetwood, who is playing out his skin. And finally, Patrick Cantley and Schauffele against Victor Hovland and wee Bob McIntyre. Delighted to say John is now a man who knows exactly what it's like to play for Europe in the Ryder Cup. He did it in 2016, the same year that he was crowned the Masters champion. Brilliant. Delighted to welcome Danny Willett to talkSPORT. Danny, hiya, Danny. Morning.
Morning, Danny.
How are you?
Danny, fantastic. I hope you're as excited as we are. It's going to be tough. We know that, but I can't wait. And I've got my veins. We're going to beat them. I know it's going to be tight, but I think we beat them.
It's going to be close. I think it's one of our strongest teams, for probably the last decade. All the lads have been playing great. The form kind of turned on nicely in the last 2 months for some of the guys that were kind of hit and miss on whether they were going to make it by straight qualifying or not. And their team is obviously really strong. They've got some rookies in there, but the rookies have obviously, you've got JJ, who's just won the US Open, and you've got Benny Griffin, who's obviously won twice this year.
Yeah.
I think it's a really, really good matchup. I think that naturally our foursomes and four balls kind of get paired together easier. And I think sometimes they've maybe got to work to get their matchups correct in who's going to take what shots and how they're going to play. So, I think this first morning I'm just finishing up in the gym and then I'm practicing and then I'll be in front of the television at 12 o'clock watching. So I think the first match is really going to set the tone. Two of our best players who are playing really good at the minute. Against obviously a blockbuster pair in Bryson and JT, so I think that's going to be a cracking first match. I mean, the first tee is going to be extraordinary.
What do you think JT's thinking, Thomas? Come on, Bryson, don't leave me behind a tree. Don't leave me in the rough.
Come on, Bryson, hit the green.
Yeah, because this is really it's a crazy format. It's a great format, but you're relying on your partner a lot, aren't you?
Yeah, and again, that's why I think that the Europeans in foursomes have traditionally done really well. I played a lot of foursomes as a kid growing up in amateur golf and stuff, and it helps when you are properly friends with the person you're playing against. You're not trying to hit a bad shot. You're not going to say I'm sorry when you've hit a bad one. But yeah, people's games at times don't match up. Bryson obviously plays his game and plays his game extremely well. Will that gel with someone? I don't know. I think they've put him with JT. JT's got an extraordinary short game. He's a great wedge player. So I assume that they're kind of doing that to hope that Bryson drives it as well as they know he can. And then they're obviously going to be a good bit further down than the other lads. And then kind of take it to the golf course from there. I played Beth Page back in the US Open years ago when Brooksy Boy won, and that place is a beast. So the boys who hit it a long way, especially this morning, it could be cold, it could be wet. There is an underlying advantage there if you can hit the ball, a hell of a long way in the air.
Danny, the crowd played their part. You was there 2016 in America. What was it like? What they're going to be up against with the crowd?
It's just a hostile crowd. It's like going to football and sitting in the away end and cheering when your team score. It's not a great place to be. But I think the one thing with golf is that there is still the respect there of guys playing well. I think Rambo said it really well in his interview yesterday. And the New York fans are tough, but they're tough on their own. They'll be tough on the Americans if they don't play well. They are it's a sporting area that is really passionate and really deep in it. And yes, they are going to be massively on the American side, but they are also going to be, I would think they were going to be respectful of incredibly good golf. And the easiest way to quieten a crowd down or to kind of get things changing a little bit, get the dynamic changing, is just to come out all guns blazing, play well, and kind of get up early in the matches. Because then I think the noise, they might be making more noise, but you probably won't be hearing it as much because you're playing well and you're in your own little world. When I played in 16, I wasn't playing very well. I was a bit injured. So, it kind of got to me a little bit because I was struggling. I wasn't playing well. So, and then it's really hard to kind of get into your groove and get into the rhythm.
Dan, am I right in saying your family got a bit of stick as well off the Yanks?
Yeah, I think everyone does. I think, it's you need to be strong-minded if you're going to go to an away Ryder Cup and kind of walk inside the ropes and be there. And this is going to be no different. Hopefully, it doesn't topple over the edge at any moment.
Yeah.
But like I said, I think in terms of the last few Ryder Cups, I think in Rome, the golf course was perfect for us. The lads all gelled and played well. But obviously, just had this. There was still that little bit of the divide within the PGA Tour and Live and the American lads playing. Whereas I still think the European lads are all, really good friends and still really gel a good bit. And again, then Shane said it yesterday, the last few weeks in Europe, everyone that's playing in the team, barring Seth, because he had a few issues at home, he had a little one and stuff, everyone's played together. They've had lunch together, they've had dinners together. It's just, the European team is just, for me, it's a more natural team of 12 players together. And I think the Americans are 12 brilliant golfers. And I think sometimes they have to work a little bit harder to get that team feel, that team vibe. Whereas I think we just get it naturally on a week-to-week basis because we stay in the same hotels, we go to dinner, you all play practice rounds with each other. It's just, I don't know, it's always seemed that way in that we kind of just, that once every 2 years, everyone's kind of making it a big deal about the team thing. But I think that we do it naturally just as people.
So, Danny, really delighted for Tommy Fleetwood. Tommy's been so close, hasn't he? Tee to green, magnificent. Just couldn't make those big putts. Suddenly, they're dropping right in the middle.
Yeah, I mean, I watched the FedEx. I mean, it's perfect for him, really. He's had so many closes, especially this year. But even in general, he's won, obviously, 7-8 times in Europe. And everyone knows how good he is, how consistent he is. And probably only fitting that, he wins this. The first time he wins in America is probably the biggest one of all. So, it was a great win. I think great for him going forward. Potentially that then will open the door and he now, not that he didn't know how to do it before, but just doing it, all it does is it backs up that belief and all the stuff and all the time and the hours you put into it. It just gives you that reassurance that what you're doing is correct. I genuinely think he could go on now and really press on these next few years and really kick on, which, to say that to someone who's already 7th in the world and already performed so well around the globe, I think he's going to have a really nice little run.
Danny, how's your game at the moment?
It's on and off. I had surgery a couple of years ago and I've been playing not as much as I'd like and practicing bits and doing stuff. So I've just played 4 weeks on the spin, a couple of weeks off now, and then I'll back next week at the Dunlop up in Scotland. Just still trying to get back into the swing of things. Still trying to get the reps under the belt, get the playing time under the belt there. I've never had surgery before, so it took a little bit longer to get back to full fitness, and then taking all the work you're doing to the golf course. So yeah, it's been a bit slow, but fingers crossed. I know deep down inside if I can get the movements back and kind of get to where I'm swinging it nicely. Hopefully this is kind of what I need, a little bit of a reset and a break, and then get back to winning ways.
And hopefully another Masters win, Danny? Hopefully.
Well, there's a lot of repeat winners around that place. I think once you get to know the place and you know it well, you get a good few repeat winners. So yeah, fingers crossed in the next few years we can be up there again.
Oh, that was magic. Just one of this morning's games, pairings, Henley and Scheffler. Scheffler is just a machine, isn't he? But what about Oberg and what about Matt Fitzpatrick? Can they shock, the American number one, Scheffler?
Yeah, it's Scheffler's one person. Foursomes is a two-man game.
Yeah.
Russell, I mean, what is he now? I think he might be 4th or 5th in the world. He's had an incredible run. He doesn't hit it as far as probably anyone on any of the teams. He's a fantastic iron player. He's a brilliant putter. So again, I think the Americans would be going there for Scheffler, who is incredibly consistent across the board, drives it well, get it in the fairway, let Russell hit in, or vice versa. Russell hits it down the fairway. We know, in my opinion, Scott is probably one of the best iron players, if not the best iron player since Tiger, ball in hand when he's in the fairway or off a tee peg. His ball control, his flight control is phenomenal. So they're obviously going for a strong pairing, just guys who are just going to be relentless in how they do things and how they're hitting it, with a great putter in there. And in fairness, Ludwig and Fitzy are probably pretty similar. Luddy hits it an absolute mile off the tee. Fitzy's a lovely iron player, great wedge player, lovely putter. I think a lot of people stack that heavily in America's favour just purely because Scott is part of that partnership. But I think that could be a really good game.
Yeah, brilliant. Danny, look, we can't wait, mate. Get back well. Hopefully
good luck, Danny.
See you back in the course soon. Thank you, pal.
Thanks, boys.
Danny Willett there. Do you know what? I'm looking at this opening
you go for 2-2.
I do fancy it.
The old Desmond.
Yeah, I do. I fancy 2-2.
Well,
yeah,
it's going to be so many people be glued to this Hellies this afternoon. And you'll be at the airport.
Yeah, but I'll be watching, don't worry.
All day long.
Thanks to Danny Willett there, 2016 Masters champion.
Fancy winning that. That's what
and it wasn't expected either. And part of the Europe Ryder Cup team that same year. Still to come, we'll ask Rio Ferdinand whether it was tough for Wayne Rooney to open up, but he struggles with booze, as well as whether the likes of Neville and Keane are putting more pressure on the already heavy United shirt. It's coming up 9:16. Well, I'll be down.
He's number one.
He walked in here like 7'2".
Well, you know.
After a busy week of European football and League Cup action, the Premier League is back, and that can only mean one thing: the return of game day. Here we go. Come on.
Dan's gone into the penalty area, punishes them, rolls the ball into the bottom corner, and Brentford strike first.
I feel like we're just growing as a group. The relationships are forming, the understanding of what we're trying to achieve.
Easy as you like. Brentford are absolutely cruising.
It's finished in Old Trafford. Manchester United 2, Chelsea 1.
We need to win the next one, and that is the most important feeling that we have to take for the next week.
This shambles of a Manchester United team
just look like a bang average Premier League team. That's what they look like. That's the way it's going to be for them, I think, for the foreseeable future.
Okay, so the games we're going to be previewing this morning. 12:30 tomorrow, Brentford against Manchester United. That is a talkSPORT exclusive. 8 o'clock tomorrow night, Tottenham against Wolves. Again, talkSPORT exclusive. And 4:30 Sunday, Newcastle United against the Arsenal. To preview those games, we're pitting Pyramid Parlour against talkSPORT's chief football commentator, Little Sam Maraface, as we play our weekly predictor game, Curse of the Commentator.
I put a spell on you.
Cause you're mine.
Cause you're mine.
And it's a very, very good morning to Sam Maraface, who's bounced in.
Very good morning to you.
Had a great week, didn't you?
Very well.
You all right,
very
Ray?
well.
Everything going nasty?
You've got your cowboy boots on because you're 3 inches higher.
To be fair, Sam, I did go 2-0 Liverpool last week, but
You did.
I went with you in the end, 2-1, down my local pub.
Did you?
Starred it, and I got 6 points, so well done,
There
mate.
you go, so I helped you out.
He helped me out down the road.
I'm in a good mood, but I am still disappointed because Ellis, who sets this competition up, is lying to you about the scores. I don't know what score you've got there, but the real score is bigger.
Oh,
and
is it?
What? It's true. And the second thing is that he hasn't even told me what games we're doing. So I've just found out this moment what games we're doing tomorrow.
Well, you guess them anyway, so I wouldn't worry. A quick reminder of the rules. Ray and Sam both have 20 seconds-ish to discuss each of the games that are across the talkSPORT networks this weekend. All you need to do is give us the result and score of each match, one goal scorer for each game, and finally why you predict that outcome. For each correct guess, you get 1 point for a correct result, 3 points for a correct score, and a 1 point bonus for naming a goal scorer. So after a strong weekend for Sam last time out, he's taken an 18-14
19.
lead. You sure it's 19?
Not only am I sure, I've got documentary evidence here that I sent him the scores last week, Ellis.
Yeah.
And I said, I think it's 18-14. And he sent me a message back yesterday saying, this is wrong. It's actually 14-19.
I did down to 17-14.
But I'm sticking with 14-18 because that's what you said. I went, no, it's 14-19.
All right, we're saying 19-14. We'll
That's
give you
a
that.
5-point
Okay.
gap. Not that I'm taking it too seriously and too competitive about it.
First up, Brentford take on Manchester United tomorrow lunchtime, live and exclusive on talkSPORT. Ray, as you're behind now, by 5, it's your first.
Right, okay. I mean, this is a really hard one to call because I've changed my mind twice on this game already. And I'm going to stick with the last one, but I think Brentford will be right up for it. Man United coming into town. They had a good result last week, man. And it's... I had 1-1 down, but I'm going to change it to 2-1 Man United. And I'll go Sesko.
Sesko. He could do a goal, couldn't he?
Needs a goal, doesn't he?
All right, Sam, 20 seconds. Here we go.
I mean, this was chaos last season. 4-3, I think Brentford won at the end of last campaign. Manchester United have had more shots than anybody else in the Premier League so far this season. But they are winless in 7
Amazing.
away.
Oh.
I'm going to go... I thought they were better last week.
Law of averages.
He's going to draw. I can see it.
I'm going to go 3-2 Manchester United.
He's
I'll go
he's playing it safe
Bruno
now.
Fernandes.
Oh.
Bruno. Okay, right. Next up, we have... so this is Saturday Night Football live and exclusive, 8 o'clock, Sam.
Yeah.
Tottenham taking on Wolves. A lot of people think this is a banker. Sam, how are you calling this one, Spurs?
Yeah, Wolves have had some good opportunities in games, actually. And if you look at the XG from their game against Leeds, they should have done better than the outcome that eventually befell them. But they've lost all 5, and I'm pretty sure that Tottenham will come out on top here. They should do. They are overperforming on their XG, so I think it might be tighter. So I'm going to go 2-1 Tottenham.
Ooh.
And I will go... Brennan Johnson.
Johnson. Okay, Ray, here we go. Tottenham Wolves, Saturday night.
What did you go?
2-1.
2-1. Okay. Yeah, Wolves have had a bit of a nightmare start, but look, they're going to stick with the manager. He's on a new deal, I think. They're going to really see if he can turn it around. I don't think it's a difficult game to go to, Tottenham Stadium. Tottenham are right up there at the moment, playing well under Thomas Frank, very organised. I'm going to go, I think Wolves will score. I'll go 3-1, Tottenham.
3-1 Spurs, and
I'll go Richarlison.
Oh, good shout.
Richarlison. Right, Ray, you can go first in our third and final game. This is Sunday afternoon. Arsenal travel up to St James's Park. Tricky game.
Always tough.
20 seconds, Ray. How do you see it?
Yeah, always tough going to St James's Park. Had some cracking games up there, Arsenal, in years gone by. I remember the 4-4 one, wasn't it? When there was leading and Newcastle come back. It's going to be difficult. I mean, how do you call this one? Arsenal can't afford to lose. There's no doubt about that. But I'm going to go Arsenal to win 2-1. And my goal scorer... Martinelli scored a good goal last week. Gyökeres. I've got to stick with him.
Okay, Gyökeres. Right, Sam, you're ahead. Can you stay ahead?
I am, and really, if I'm sensible here, I should just copy Ray's result.
No, you can't do that. None of that rubbish.
And just play it safe. But you're right, 6 games safe. We've gone pretty similar so far in terms of scorelines and results. I'm going to go the complete opposite. Newcastle United have won their last 3 at home against Arsenal without conceding.
They've got a good record.
Defensively, really good again last week. I'm going to go 1-0 Newcastle, and I'll go Nick Voltemada.
Oh, yeah.
I like his
Voltemada.
I love the fact that he looks like Rudy Voller.
Yeah, he does, actually. You're right. Okay, there we go.
I need to come back this week.
Well, do you?
Well, yeah. I'm 5 points behind now.
Yeah, Sam, what you got coming up in the show?
5.
What you got?
Not that I'm desperate.
What you got coming up in the next
on the show? We've got Troy back in the building from top of the hour. We're going to talk about Aston Villa. More disappointment for Ollie Watkins. How'd you get over that slump? Rodgers wasn't great either yesterday, I didn't think. There's a bit of a problem at Aston Villa they need to sort out. It's not quite right there. We'll talk a little bit about that. We might mention Rangers as well. Had a very difficult night last night in the Europa League. Big game, obviously, at the weekend. Brentford against Manchester United. Paul Parker coming in to see us at 12 o'clock.
Oh, nice.
Brilliant. Okay, Sam, have a great weekend.
You too. Nice to see you.
Thank you. Coming up to 9:30, Rio Ferdinand. A proper guest coming up next.
What football ground are you thinking of when someone says this?
Really tough place to go. Difficult place to go. Such a tough place to go.
It's a tough place to go at the moment.
It was a really difficult place to go.
But what are the toughest places to go, really? We've had a look. Forget a cold, wet Tuesday night in Stoke. Try a blizzard 220 miles inside the Arctic Circle. When Chelsea lost at Tromsø in Norway in the Cup Winners' Cup, a massive snowstorm hit at half-time. These two boys and their brooms were absolutely no match for it. We're staying in Scandinavia for Scotland's toughest away day on the side of a cliff in the Faroe Islands in Euro 2000 qualifying. The pitch at Toftir was like a cowfield, never mind those gale force winds. The Faroe Islands part-timers equalised in stoppage time. Cue Scandi scenes. But away trips don't come tougher than playing Bolivia at altitude in La Paz. Or so we thought. The Bolivians have now taken home advantage to another level, literally 500 metres further up the Andes to the country's highest city, El Alto, 4,100 metres above sea level. Meanwhile, the loudest stadium in world football officially is the Ali Sami Yen, where Galatasaray fans set a world record of 131 decibels. That's louder than Motorhead. But our most intimidating away day is in Wales. Prison team HMP Prescoed was briefly kicked out the Gwent League over concerns about young opposition having to go in there. Now that's a tough place to go.
Well, I don't see Gabby alongside me, do I? talkSPORT Breakfast with Alan Brazil, Ray Parlour and Arnold Clark. Get 750 quid off any used electric car or home charger. Now we're joined by a man who is a 6-time Premier League winner with United. A very, very good morning to a top guy, Rio Ferdinand. Rio, you join us to talk about your new campaign, Talking Futures. This is interesting. Let's take a look a little bit at what you're doing.
Wonderful pass, great weight on it. What a miss. He will be getting a text from me after that. That's disgraceful. You've got to put this down to tiredness, I'm sure. But let's drill down into some of the numbers, guys. He's run 6.8 kilometres, and it's not even half-time, by the way. And we know that because of the data analysts at the club. They're the ones that collect every piece of information you can imagine of the player's performance. And with that, they can work out how to get those little 1%ers, the marginal gains a team needs to compete. The person responsible here has probably taken on something like a data analyst apprenticeship, and you can see how well it worked out for them, can't you? Even if it didn't work out as well for the striker there.
Talking Futures. Rio, very good morning.
How are you, mate?
How you doing, guys? Lovely to speak to you. I'm just in an airport, so if you see a few people flying about, I'm in a busy, busy airport. So, but yeah, no, listen, it's a great initiative, man. You know what? It was weird because when they approached me Talking Futures, I'm probably one of the people at the sweet spot of this. I've got 3 teenagers who are talking about their careers and what they want to do in life. And I've got 2 boys that play football, so it's easy. They've made their mind up. I've got a 14-year-old who's having a panic attack every time we mention careers because she doesn't know what she wants to do because she's seeing her brothers and thinks it's normal to think that you're meant to have a career ironed out at 13, 14 years old. It's not normal. And as parents, we need help to be able to even have them conversations as to, because kids don't want to talk about education or careers. They find it so boring. So this initiative at halftime of games, having that opportunity to talk to your kids and just engage around football, but in bringing in that the conversation about a career and where you might want to go and what you want to do. Really important.
As you rightly say there, the teenagers, you know what it's like. They get a bit stroppy. They can do, at that sort of ages. But it might get parents and teenagers a bit closer together, which would help their future.
100%, and I think that there's so much at their disposal. That video is quite telling. My acting skills are wonderful in that, obviously. But it's more just the information that you get from it, and there's technical education like the T levels that kind of make you understand about. There's apprentices out there. It's not everyone can't do conventional college, university gig. Some people want to have to go a different way. And again, I think if you use football as that passion and understand there's so many different jobs that are in there as well that you can get into, not everyone's going to be Ray Parlour or Alan Brazil or Rio Ferdinand because it's difficult, such a hard industry to crack. But there's so many other jobs in there. It's just opening the parents' eyes as to what they could talk about and how they can kind of mould their kids into.
Rio, do you think it's tougher or harder for kids, teenagers now than when I was a teenager and when Ray and yourself were teenagers? Is it harder for them now or easier?
I always have this with my missus and my mates, you know. I think there's pros and cons to it for being in our generation. I think now they're exposed to so much information. They're so kind of well-versed. Their eyes are wide open. There's nothing being hidden from these kids now. They're so wily. They understand everything. They get to see it all. But I think that maybe can go against them because they're too over-prepared for things. There's no kind of element of surprise or not sure, not knowing, the unknown. Going into the unknown, I think sometimes can be quite exhilarating and can push you to do more. But these kids know everything now with social media and the information that's at their disposal.
Rio, anybody else, ex-players getting involved in it?
I think there are, yeah. I'm not sure exactly who it is, but I'm sure there are loads of people. Hey, you know what? At the games at the weekend, there's going to be loads of stuff going on, loads of leaflets given out, but also in the programmes as well. So the Premier League are making sure that this is something that gets seen by as many people as possible.
Very interested with your conversation with Wayne Rooney. I opened a few people's eyes up. Let's see a little bit of this and hear a little bit of this.
I wanted to go out and enjoy my time with friends and, you know, have a night out and it got to a point where I went too far. I was struggling massively.
With what?
With alcohol. Massively struggling, and I didn't think I could turn to anyone. I didn't want to put that burden on it. I remember
we talked about this, didn't we?
I remember going into training and putting eye drops in, chewing gum and
whole bottle of aftershave on.
At the weekend, I'd score 2 goals. Go back and go and drink for 2 days straight again.
Who helped you out of that and dealing with that in that time?
Colleen is massive. I honestly believe if she went there, I'd be dead. It's annoying at times, and I'm like, what are you doing? Like, and you get annoyed, and but everything she's doing is to keep me here and keep me
to be the best player
on this road and the best person. And yeah, I've made mistakes in the past which are well documented, and she keeps me on that path, and she's done it for 20 odd years.
Yeah, fascinating, Rio. Fascinating. You know, and I'm so happy that Wayne's come out with this because there's a lot of players, ex-players who have probably the same problem, and a lot of players not as famous as Wayne who just keep it to themselves. Maybe now they'll come out and look for a bit of help.
Yeah, and I think that's the purpose of doing his interview. Just like we're on a good run at the moment, and a lot of the guys now they're coming on, they feel it's a safe place to talk. They feel comfortable, and you get these real honest conversations that I know happen and I know are going on. But sometimes it's difficult when you can push a microphone underneath someone's nose after a game or in the mix zone. You don't get those conversations or the comfort from the person's talk. And I think Wayne talking like this, I think you're right. There'll be so many people that will feel that bit more comfortable to have a conversation about it because it's hugely important. I think again, I've shared a dressing room with this guy for, I don't know, 10 or 12 years, whatever it was. And I never knew he was struggling. I just thought he was having a laugh. I just thought he just was going out after a game celebrating. And the thing that was probably papered over the cracks more than anything, he was such a talented player, one of the best I've played with, but even more so, in times of distress or when things were going against him or in the media, there were stories and whatnot was happening, he'd go out the next day and bang 2 goals in. It was like almost like you're playing with Superman at times because you think yourself, on one hand, he's under so much pressure and under so much scrutiny and stress. And he'd be in my room sometimes the night before a game. And I'll be thinking, right, I go to sleep thinking, I'm quite worried about it. Is he going to be all right? Is he? And then the next day, he goes out and wins the game for us. It was just, that was the thing that kind of probably made me not kind of be too concerned because he'd score the goals and it'd be like, oh, Wayne's back, he's fine again. And it's not necessarily the case.
Yeah.
Well, you look at it, Rio. Yeah, I mean, a lot of the guys, a lot of the guys are working class guys, aren't they? And you know, you're a star, And Wayne obviously was a massive star for England, Manchester United, wherever he played for. And, but he's still a human being, isn't he? He's still going to have problems with day-to-day problems and this, that and whatever. People think, he's got loads of money, he's got this, he's in the limelight every day. But he's still going to have problems. And, I think he's very brave to do that. Obviously, Colleen's been a massive help for him as well. I mean, you always got to have someone really supporting you all the way through. And you're going to make mistakes. People always make mistakes. But if someone's... You've got to learn from your mistakes.
Well, Rio, look at Tony Adams.
Tony Adams, another one, room partner.
He was playing when... I think I've read it. That he was drunk when he was playing. Unbelievable!
Yeah.
How could he do that?
Yeah, I mean, it's wild to think that this is that anyone's capable of doing that. But when you're so supremely talented, you can get away with it for so long, but it'll always catch up with you.
Yeah,
and it comes out in the wash. But like you say, I think you just touched on it there. Having a partner, a wife in life, I think is absolutely it's crucial for anybody. I mean, I'm fortunate now. I had that before when I was playing. I'm fortunate enough and lucky enough to have it again now. I've got an unbelievable person, a woman next to me who supports everything I do. And there are times people look at you guys probably sitting there in the job you guys do as and the careers that you had. You're immortal human beings, but all of us have a vulnerability.
Yeah.
And we all need that person to talk to and to kind of communicate with. And if your missus is that, you are onto a winner.
Yeah, and I think we should congratulate Colleen. Because she's got her own career to look forward to, but she's standing by him. Yeah, she's standing by her man, isn't she?
I had to share a dressing with him a couple of hours a day, so God knows how she's gone through this. I can't believe it, to be honest with you.
Rio, stay with us. We've just got a few more questions, so if you don't mind, this is fascinating. 9:45, back with Rio on a tick.
Eagles, this to go top of the Premiership tonight. The responsibility rests with Ruud van Nistelrooy. Oh, he's missed it! He has hit the bar! Arsenal can't believe it!
Okay, 10 minutes before 10 o'clock. Delighted to say Rio alongside Ray Parlour. Rio, I've got to talk. We're just chatting about this forthcoming weekend's games, and United we know are struggling. But if I can just take you back to that game where Ray, out of order, caused all that trouble with attacking attacking Van Nistelrooy, Rio. Bang out of order.
It was Martin.
You wanted to stick one on him, didn't you, Rio?
Rio, it was Martin, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was Martin, definitely. Martin, he'd shaved his studs to sharpen them up for the game. He was desperate to get hold of Ruud. Do you know what? It's weird because everyone always says to me, like, how come that happened to Ruud and nothing happened? Do you know when you score or you miss a penalty, normally like you just run back to the halfway line and you turn around and right, let's get ready again. That's what happened. So none of us really saw that kind of going on. So it was quite mad. And Ruud didn't even say anything, to be honest, until we saw it afterwards in the media.
Yeah, but it was always a great game, Rui. You know what I mean? Yeah, Arsenal, Man United were always that was always the biggest game for both sides. You know, and you know the tackles were flying in. It would have been like if they had VAR then. I mean, it would have been five-a-side game, wouldn't it? Because it would have been, and it was all committed. You know, I come in after the game, I'll have ice packs on my knee, me ankles, and I'm sure Man United players were exactly the same.
Yeah, and in the tunnel, someone would have got done for GBH or something, or a fray or something like that. Do you know what I mean? Because it was just, it was no rules. But I mean, that's the bit. And when you go nostalgic and you start thinking about the old times, and it's just like that. There were like almost like subplots to a game. There was like a soap opera underneath the game in 90 minutes that was going on. It was rivalries between players. There's rivalries between the managers. It was just, it was brilliant.
What about? Do you get frustrated now watching United, Rio? Because
great players.
I'm trying to put my finger on it. It's just not Manchester United, is it?
Yeah, I just get frustrated with the inconsistency. I think that's what the club's striving for. I think that you can talk about are they good enough, are they not? I think if you're going to do anything, and you know what it's like, guys, you need to perform week in, week out and churn result after result out. Man United I don't think they've had a back-to-back win for ages. So this weekend's vitally important in that sense. They beat Chelsea. Let's see if they can beat another West London team in Brentford and start building that momentum. And to do anything good in a season, you've got to get that momentum going. And at the moment, Man United, they could start a game well, have a good period in a game. If the other team produce a great crunching tackle or have a shot at goal or put us under a bit of pressure, we go into panic mode and kind of like protective mode of ourselves as individuals over anything. This needs to change.
Are you surprised, Rio, that he hasn't changed the system? I mean, you know, he loves the three at the back, and I know you've got to look at your personnel, but if it isn't working, surely you know, and we've had lots of Man United fans on saying, why don't we change the system go with a back four and give it a go? At least he's trying something, and I think most Man United fans will say at least he's having a go at trying to change the form of the team, but he doesn't seem to want to do that, does he?
I think a lot of fans are saying that, and I understand why they come to that conclusion. But I think I'm not driven and sticking to data, but a lot of the data does tell you that Man United are getting into the right positions, they're doing the right things, and the hardest thing to do in the game is to put the ball in the back of the net, and that's where Man United are falling down and on their knees at the moment. They can't finish teams off, they can't score enough goals, and if you're not scoring goals at critical times, let alone at any time in the game, the team is under immense pressure consistently. So I think behind the scenes, I think you'd be looking at it, would be start going, listen, there's some positives, but we're just not seeing the fruits of it because we can't score. We can't celebrate those little positives, those little wins, because we ain't scoring.
Yeah.
And it's kind of covering over any positives that we can even get. But I think if that changes and they get some goals, I mean, that's why I look at Sesko. I'd be the most frustrated man on the planet. You as a forward, Alan, right? And if your wingers and the wide men ain't putting the ball in the box into good areas enough, you'd be going mad. You'd be screaming at him. And I think that's why I want to see that from him. Demand.
Yeah, absolutely. Rio, who do you like listening to as a pundit? Because I was thinking, you got Jamie, you got Gary, but Roy, I do like listening to Roy. He can be grumpy as hell, Roy, but at the same time, that's from his heart, isn't it?
I think it depends what you want. I think it depends on what the viewer wants to hear. Do they want emotion and someone who's going to show them a bit of when they're not happy, they show it. When they're happy, they show it. More often not with Royce when he's not happy. If that's what you like, then that's great. And there's other people that go, I want to hear some tactical insight, and they'll choose somebody else.
Yeah.
But I think, as I said, Roy, you get what you see. He is that guy, and he does more than anything. He makes me laugh because I know him from being in the changing room with him. He makes me laugh when I see him.
I was going to say McCoy's, but he keeps dodging you, Rio. I don't know why. Have you upset him?
Who's that? Sorry,
McCoist.
No, McCoist, he's unreal. I love him, but he's not a pundit, is he? He's a commentator.
You want to see him with a pint in his hand? He is a pundit, let me tell you.
Yeah, I tell you what, you want to see him when they're out there, they're charging for the round or for a glass of wine. He's not about. Yeah, he's not about. He goes to the toilet. He's got a weak bladder.
Well, he normally puts his skis on. He can't get close to the bar. That's the problem with him. So, Rio, just recap about this. It seems the
campaign.
The campaign just it seems. You know exactly what you're doing. You're fully behind it. There's going to be things at the Premiership games at the weekend. Just highlight again why you're doing this.
Yeah, Talking Futures. Go on the website. It's all the information's there as well. But I think it's about giving the parents the opportunities and the tools to be able to speak to their kids about career paths and education through the eye of football. At halftime, talk to your kids, engage with them about what they want to do in life, and give them some pointers in where to go. As I said, football. Not everyone can be the footballer, but there's so many jobs around it. And Talking Futures on that website, it'll give you good guidance to be able to engage with your kids.
Nice one, Rio.
Rio, just quickly, I've had a bet with Alan. Are you coming back to England or are you going the other way?
I'm doing neither. I'm going somewhere else.
Oh, there we go.
I'm leaving Dubai to go somewhere else.
And he's not telling me.
Oh, there we go.
You're on Tuesday with Jeff and Ali, aren't you, on talkSPORT, Rio?
Yeah.
Okay, have a great weekend. I don't know if you're in your golf, but if you are enjoying the Ryder Cup, thank you.
Take care, guys. See you later, Rose.
Rio Ferdinand there. Interesting. Very interesting.
You owe me money.
No. Don't give it that one. Don't give it that one. Anyway, we need to go and have a chat, Ray, about your drinking. We'll go
I'm fine.
To London Bridge.
I'm good as gold. Moderation, Alan.
It's interesting, Wayne coming out like that, eh?
No, look, it's probably... it's good to see because if you have got problems and over the years, and you got to come out, and it would help a lot of other people as well.
We're all different, aren't we?
Yeah, exactly. No, I like going out. I like enjoying myself, but also, I do a lot of fitness. I do a lot of other stuff as well. So you can't just keep going out and enjoying yourself too much. But I do like to go out and enjoy myself. So there's nothing wrong with that, but as long as you've got it under control and it ain't affecting anybody else in your life or any of your children or all that sort of stuff, that all comes into consideration. So, he's brave to do it. And as Rio says, he needs someone, a good partner like you've had all your life, Jill.
Yeah.
She's helped you along, which she has, and they're very important. But someone in your life can keep you on the straight and narrow, Adam, like you, like Jill.
Sure.
Well, you look. Thanks, Sue.
Listen, have a great weekend. I'm now off to beautiful Glen Eagles, a big charity golf. It's going to be great up there. Actually, Ali's up there, Alan McCoy's.
I'm going for a beer this afternoon.
John Hewitt as well. Scored the winner in the European Cup.
Brilliant
final.
now.
So I'm really looking forward to going home as well. And Glen Eagles, the boys who are up there already said it's just stunning. So have a great weekend and come on, Europe. I cannot wait for this to start. I'm glued to the television and I just pray the boys can do it. And I'll see you next Wednesday. Thank you.